You know what? I'm just really sick and tired of your shit. Every fucking day. I'm just fucking tired of it. Alright? You just can't show up to the stream last minute and then be like, oh yeah, let's stream now. You can't fucking do that. We've got people out there fucking watching us, okay?
Maybe if the dishes were washed.
Oh my god.
This kind of thing
Oh my
happen.
god, I work every fucking day. I nearly die.
I cook every single day.
Yes.
It's hot in that kitchen.
I can fucking, I don't give a shit.
It's hot in that goddamn
You make
kitchen.
delicious food.
And I feed it to you. And it's good, right?
With your hands, and I appreciate that. But
it's like it's
you
too much
need to fucking get your
ask.
shit together. We've got a stream to run, alright? God damn it. This is really important. I don't give a fuck about the people watching us, alright? This doesn't matter to me. Fuck them. I don't give a shit, alright?
So why are you upset?
I'm really upset that you can't just be on time. This is about you. God damn it. This is a big fucking deal, okay? God, Jesus. Hey, welcome to Courtesy Flush. This is Mike here, Crow, and we've got Nick here tonight.
Hey everybody, we love you.
We love you. Thank
love
you
each
so
other.
much for stopping by. And we got Jameer.
Hey.
Are you confused, Jameer?
Just a little, but I'll catch up.
You catch it? Well, I had the volume on, so it would hurt me.
Oh.
I was doing one of those things. Mike caught on to it. Well, I think it's because Mike catches on to my shit like really easily now. Because it used to be like I would get him.
Well, it's like
I like got him every fucking time.
I'm pre-spring. Wait, preset. If I was a trap, I'm preset and disposed. So sometimes you'll say something genuinely, and I'll still think you're fucking with me. So it's like loop back around. So
See, that's the
that's
thing.
where you have to go.
You
now.
can't play poker with me, or anything that has anything to do with bluffing, because it's true. I'm amazing at it.
Well, sometimes I think y'all messing with me, but I just ignore it because I don't want to slip into it.
Well, I think you're perfect at it. I think you know what it is? It's like I just assume you already know my shit, and so I just go, I can't. You see, on a different plane, you know?
Okay.
How are you doing, Nick?
I'm doing okay.
We're talking around you.
Yes,
You're like,
that's
here.
okay. That's me like at my most comfortable.
You know what's
in
funny
social
is
situations.
we have nothing but compliments about you and your abilities to do math. Because your math abilities, as everyone will tell everybody who comes into the tutoring center, and I don't work there.
Actually, that's a good point. Let's all go around the room and say one thing we don't like about Nick.
Just so positive, man.
So goddamn handsome.
It's like things we're jealous of. And your dad has an amazing firearm collection. I think we talked about this before. So he invited me out to go shooting with his family, and they had like a Tommy gun, which was sick.
Unfortunately, not the fully automatic kind because those get stupidly expensive. But you know, it's still a Tommy gun.
Yeah,
it still looks cool.
Tommy gun's a Tommy gun.
It was tight. That was a '90s term. It was tight.
Tight.
I just threw that out there.
Took me back to 3rd grade.
Sweet,
there.
dude. Sweet.
It lives as long as you keep it alive.
Some of us keep things alive that we shouldn't. Sometimes you just gotta put your hands around the neck of old things. Should fucking stay in the 90s.
Let the ass go. Kill it if you have to.
Kill it. Kill it. You must. What the fuck are we talking about? Oh, and now we have a new thing we can't bring up on streams anymore. Okay, so Star Trek, Stargate, and The Purge. We're not allowed to bring The Purge up anymore. Don't even fucking say anything. This is a decision unanimously made.
I don't remember that vote.
Anyway.
The party walks up to a town. Everybody's wearing masks.
It's
I
that
back
special
away
time of year.
slowly.
It's that special time of year. So, where did we leave off?
So,
and do we have the dice stuff? It's all the way over there. I'll go get it. Go ahead, continue.
So, last time, you were extra cautious, as you rightly should have been. As you should have happened? Anyway, you saw some dead horses and you were like, well, that's not fucking normal. So let's check that out. And goblins were trying to ambush you, and they didn't do a fantastic job of it. In the white dice holder on the table. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, continue.
So, Crow, you snuck up and bathed in blood.
Thank you. I would like to thank the dice for that one.
I think it was Nick who set the left half of the brush on fire.
Only a part of
Yes.
And then Mass put it out.
Because only Mass can prevent forest fires.
And then you were you're capable enough that you actually captured one of the goblins, who
Right.
I'm going to decide is named Fredroll. Fredroll the Goblin.
His name Fredroll.
Fredroll. And you guys know that, and I know that, but your characters do not know that yet because
Okay.
you have not Fredroll.
I'll just use my keen eye, and I'm like, "This, you look like a Fredroll to me."
It's like on his tattered, like sackcloth shirt. There's a name tag that says, "Hello, my name is Fredroll."
Hello, my name's. Well, it's hard to tell. All the goblins get together, and they're like, "Yeah, it's hard to tell each other apart."
They're all wage slaves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aren't we all?
So you captured this goblin. You got him tied up. He's in the back of the it's in the back of the covered wagon.
Hell yeah, he is.
Roped up, gag in mouth, and he's conscious. And he does not look happy. Does not look looks very afraid, but does not look happy either. Not doing much. And he's just kind of looking at you guys, waiting for what comes next. So, last time, was because none of you speak Goblin,
No.
except Mass Mage has comprehend languages. And what you can do, and let me double check this, but I think there's the way this works is, this is... So that's 1 hour duration. Okay, so there's a way that spells work, where sometimes they take up slots, but the reason that you have spell slots is because you've prepared them beforehand. And if you have time, you can just go through the preparation and cast that spell. But that's the condition of it, is that you need to have whatever, 10 minutes to prepare everything and get it together. Normally in a battle, the battle's over before you have time to do that. So it doesn't really help you. But in day-to-day, going around doing shit, if you have the time, and sometimes you do, you can cast a spell without using a spell slot. And you just use it kind of normally. So I think that's what you could do in this situation, is you could prepare and cast comprehend languages so that you could interrogate this goblin.
All right.
Okay. So, what do you want to do?
Do you want to do that?
Do you want to do that, or do you want to, do you want to talk to the group and figure out your next steps? Like, have you guys searched the area? Have you guys done anything like?
No, because we left off where we just tied him up.
Yeah, you just finished the battle. Mass pulled an arrow out of Olivius's butt. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
And you bandaged it up pretty nice, but yeah, you're all pretty sweaty, maybe a little out of breath. But yeah, what's your move?
Two questions.
Okay, go for it.
Actually, I think just one question at the moment. What time of day is it at this point?
Yeah.
At this time of day, I'd say it's like 3 o'clock.
Okay.
No.
Still a work day.
And do we think, like... So I definitely think we should probably search the corpses.
Yes. I was already kind of doing that, but yes. I'm glad you guys were able to catch up to my... See, that's the thing about corpses. They don't exactly need the items that they're holding anymore. So I've been searching corpses.
Okay. On the goblins, they have their like shitty bows that they were using against you. They're just short bows. Both Crow and Olivius know how to make short bows. So it's like you give either one of you an hour, you can make them from a wood. So these are pretty much worthless.
Yeah, they're small.
I mean, the arrows are decent. It's like they got the black feathers, so it's
they're made like you could easily give this to a child and they'd be very impressed because it's their size.
Yeah, exactly. So they had their arrows. They had like some shitty daggers. It wasn't like it's like tools of war, but it's like it would have been, everything would have gone to plan if they got you by surprise, but they didn't. And that's kind of the party that they were. They were surprised.
They were also ambushing us at a bottleneck in the road with a corpse at the end of it. Like, we're sitting here like, this isn't very impressive, goblins.
Well, they're not exactly.
Nice try.
Not exactly smart creatures.
No, I think we all kind of like, especially since we just massacred them.
Mm-hmm.
We are the superior ones.
Did you? Did you search like the horses and everything?
No, I haven't. Can I search the horses, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I search the horses. Activate power.
Just look around down on the
Also,
ground.
I'd like to point out Michael made, 3D printed, this nice little dice case, which holds all of our dice right here. I just wanted to make that apparent that he printed that out. There's actually supposed to be a D&D logo here, but we gotta chip away the. That's what I've kind of been doing.
Yeah, that's plastic.
Gotta get the stuff out, but it looks nice.
Yeah,
so.
it serves its purpose of holding dice,
which we needed because they were
just loose dice.
Yes.
All right.
So I searched the horses and I searched the broken wagon remains and.
Oh, it's not a broken wagon. It's just the horses.
Oh, just horses. Okay, so I searched the horses. I look for tracks.
Yep.
I do a loop about 150 feet out from the spot of where the ambush would be, just looking for any other, like either their camp or any other debris.
Nick, go ahead and make a D20 roll.
D20 roll?
Yep.
D20.
This can only end well. Five.
Ooh. 5.
The dice has failed you tonight.
So, 5 plus your wisdom plus your survival.
Oh no.
Your survival is +4 because you're proficient in it, and your wisdom is +2. So 5 plus 6 is 11. And so what you find out, you find a trail hidden behind thickets on the north side of the road, and it leads northwest. And what you can tell is that it's been used by maybe a dozen goblins or so. They come and go along this trail, and you also see signs that 2 human-sized bodies were hauled away from the ambush site. So you can extrapolate that Barry and Gungeon Rockseeker have been handedly ambushed, subdued, and dragged away.
Wow. Not Gungeon.
Now you said...
Was it Gungeon?
You said Gungeon.
Gungeon Rockseeker?
Yeah.
That's probably another one.
You said it was Gungeon. It was most likely he was. Well, I mean, he's not gonna. He could die. But I was gonna say, let's not put Gungeon out. I mean, he's been in worse situations.
No, sure, yeah. But it's like, you didn't see like pools of blood or anything other than from the horses. But you know they've been, from what you can tell...
And the bushes. Now there's a lot of blood in the bushes.
It looks like, well, it's like a river. Jeez. Do you want to do anything with those bodies, by the way?
Just sort of pile them up next to where the horses are.
Do you want to, like, take some time and clear the road?
Yes.
Okay. So now, let's say horses take a rope. It probably takes an hour because Nick, your Olivius has some pull power, so you just like hitch up.
And were you preparing your spell?
Yes.
Okay. So Mass is probably found some shade somewhere to prepare his spell. Crow and Olivius move the horses out of the way and pile up the bodies.
And as I come back to help move the bodies, I tell Mass and Crow about the trail that I found.
Okay.
Now, you said the trail was headed northwest?
Northeast.
Northeast. And we were traveling which direction originally on the road?
North? Let me find the map of Phandalin. You were going to... You were at Phandalin. Tribor Trail. Where do you guys meet? I thought it was in meet me in Phandalin. So you met in Phandalin. And you went out there. You were heading north. Nova East, northeast.
Almost made it.
I'm just having a hard time following the way this must have worked. But you were kind of going... For as long as you were traveling up the Tribor Trail or whatever, things are just a little weird. I suppose, let's see here. So if you looked at, well, can't exactly show you the map because this is the DM map. Let's say, all right, Phandalin was pretty south. So you guys headed, north and then kind of east.
Okay.
And then,
well, I was following Olivius. I'm not.
I think they meant to, see, I was going to try and set up a way for you guys to, see shit, but,
Alright.
don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Trail
It's a trail.
northeast.
It's a trail. You know, it can't be wherever that is. Can't be that far. It's going northeast, which is kind of in the direction you're headed towards anyway. We'll say, like you were heading north. It was northeast. It's like off to the side of it.
Well, this trail you found, was there anything significant about it?
Yes, it looked like it had been used by a dozen or so goblins, and there was also marks of 2 human-sized bodies being dragged.
Well, that settles it. We're not going to be able to go to this mine or anything without our companions, and I'm sure that if they are in that direction, we should confirm if they're living or dead. Do you guys concur?
I agree. I agree.
Mass?
Well, we can figure out a little bit about where we're headed from this one we have here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to try to interrogate the goblin?
I think we should.
All right.
All right, so it's
So
balls in your court, Mass.
Mass, tell us how this goes down. How are you going to set this up?
Okay. So
like where are you going to interrogate him? Like because setup's like part of it. You know how like if you're about to like the FBI or CIA black site, it's like a cabin in the woods.
We have a CIA black site.
They strap him to a
just
chair
north of
and it's like
Phandalin.
they throw water on him. Or it's like they got a guy holding a knife on it. It's like, well, how do you want to set it up? Like you're or do you want to be like sweet? Do you want to like just?
I'd like to help interrogate, but I know that I can't speak the language, so this is all on you.
If I may
could just be
make a
threatening.
suggestion, maybe we can play Mass as the good guy, trying to get this goblin to answer some questions.
I agree with that.
Our
The goblin
is not going to like just straight up murder him.
Yeah.
That maybe
No.
if he helps out, maybe he can.
Why would I
live
murder
in
him? I'm not an assassin.
Leave him tied up by the side of the road to die,
I would never do such a thing. I would at least allow the poor thing to have some water, I guess. I don't know. Continue. You don't know me.
You don't know my life. Mass. Okay, what? How do you?
I'll have you know my father was actually quite the master of interrogation. As a matter of fact, he was the city's interrogator. He interrogated a lot of people. Professionally. He was paid for it.
Is that true or is that a bluff?
What are you talking about? Of course my father was a master. You dare question me?
No, it's like
voice in the sky?
This is me asking it, like, so I want to know if they believe you.
What? That's up to them. That's totally up to them.
You can't just say shit and do it.
Characters found out anything about his past yet, or no?
Not particularly. You guys know. So this is a bluff check. This is a deception check.
I'm not trying to decept them.
Did your father regularly interrogate people in the employ of the noble of Blackwood?
You know that he didn't.
All right, then roll a d20.
I'm not trying to. Okay. You guys, I was gonna say, does this require to be a dice roll? Because they could just be like, yeah, no, that doesn't sound real. Because I'm trying to be as obvious about it as possible.
No, it's a deception roll, yeah.
Do you need it? All right. 17.
17, they believe you.
Motherfucker. No, I don't want you guys to fully believe me, though. That's like, I'm clearly like every time I say something, you guys need to question the validity of it.
We never take the human seriously, but we take
the human. All right.
Well, you gotta. Okay, so
you shouldn't. It's smart.
Here's the thing.
You're a lot smarter than most people.
So if what you're saying is relevant, like, to the game and the processes that are happening, I'm going to make you roll, because it's like you talking to the party is just like you talking to an NPC, because you're not talking to like Nick and
oh, I know.
Yeah.
But I wanted it. All right, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
I just I wasn't trying to actually deceive them. It was like it's just dialogue.
In this case, or for like you're gonna have to make it stupid obvious for me then. So it's like you're just going to have to be like.
So the god of this world was not aware when he was there watching me build my character in the first stream.
I built your character.
I know.
A bee flies out of the woods and stings on your forehead. You now have a welt on your forehead.
That's not fair. You gotta roll for that.
You want to roll it? You want to roll a d4?
You gotta sit there and make me roll for fucking deception. You're gonna roll for that bee sting, motherfucker.
Right,
you can't be
bee sting.
You just come out here and sting a motherfucker in the face.
As he's doing that,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry,
Crow. To your point, Big City Girl was saying at least allow him a head start. I'm thinking for the goblin running away.
Oh, of course I'd allow him a head start. I'm not a barbarian. That's a totally different class of person.
Yeah, Big B comes out, stings you right in the head.
I'm used to it. My dad kicked the shit out of me. It's a bee sting. I'll get over it.
It hurts, but yeah, I mean, you're gonna have a welt on your head for the rest of the day.
It's all good.
Don't yell at God. He is real.
Oh, I don't.
Real and vengeful.
Well, I was gonna say I wasn't playing. My character wasn't paying the god's lip service. But if my thoughts, if my out of character thoughts are also going to count, then all right, fine.
You're using character voice.
I was, so it really wasn't out of character. Go ahead.
But yeah, if you don't want people to take you seriously, just like do like a little wink or a or like.
All right, I will make it super obvious for the god of this world.
Because I want to know. Because it's funny now.
Jameer was looking.
Mass is about to ask you questions about how to interrogate, which you have no idea. Like you don't, because you don't know, so you just have to make up interrogation techniques.
I know. That's the fun of it. That's what I was going to do.
Good. Yes. Go ahead. We've established that.
Now, this is the thing. Clearly, my father was an interrogator. However, you don't know me. So I might be okay at it. Maybe not. But go ahead, ask me questions, since he's kind of putting me out there.
Well, how do you want to handle this?
Oh, see, here's the thing. I wasn't there for when my father was interrogated. I mean, it was a child. You'd never bring a child to... I don't know how to do any of that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cloud the situation. I was just clearly... I miss my father. He was a very important man in my life. So, excuse me.
Good to know. You still have the knife on you, right?
I do. Do you need
Well,
it?
you'll serve your purposes for this interrogation.
All right.
Cool beans. Stop. So, we're in the back of the carriage.
Okay.
We open it. We surround them by 3 directions because there's only 3 of us, so we can't do 4.
So you got Master. You gonna be on his left or his right?
In the middle.
And oh, you just like stand on top of him. Shit.
Yeah.
Right. And so Nick can't really be inside.
It's like open to
Yeah.
the back of it.
He's just kind of standing there watching. And where's Crow?
So it's like you got the back of it, and think
Yeah.
Right.
like the opening in the
Like a
trunk of a
hatchback.
car.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Because there's only so far you can stand. Then it's
Gotcha.
like where are you at?
Okay.
You know?
All right. So what you do?
Well, I expressed to him that we have 2 friends and he has 1 life. And if you let us know where they are, you can keep it. And I let him know that I have a friend who likes to hurt people for no reason.
Okay, and then as he says that, I'm just over here like, there is a mountain of blood. I mean, a mountain of blood.
Maybe we should ungag this poor fellow so that he can actually speak.
Well, hold on. I was just getting to the good part. There's a mountain of blood, and I don't even know how that's possible because blood is a liquid, yes? There's a mountain of it in the bushes, and I'm fairly certain...
His eyes are rolling back into his head just a little bit.
All right. Go ahead.
So you might. Yeah.
I untie the gag from his mouth. Not untie him, just the
No,
gag.
just the gag. Yeah, it's like you got, whatever you want to know. Whatever. God damn it! We just okay. All right. I mean, shit. You killed everybody. You killed, God damn it! Or wait. What do you want to know? What do you know? There's less than 20 of us. There's that. How about that? It's like, oh shit. Do you know where our hideout is? I mean, we know your direction, but it's like it's only like shit. It's not that far away. Like you just find it. Just keep following that trail. God damn it, we have a bugbear as a leader. He's the one who leads us.
Bugbear?
He's a bugbear. He's a big old hairy bugbear. His name is Clark. Don't tell him that I told you. Please don't kill me. They call him King Grohl. King Grohl, but his name is Clark. He's the chief of the Kragma tribe. He's the one who leads us. He's the one who's just. Honestly, I'm kind of happy. I'm gonna have to run away from this. I wasn't too happy in this situation. They weren't kind of like. I mean, there were 4 of us here. Like the fucking ambush. Fucking 2 wizards. 2 wizards and an assassin. God damn it!
I must add, I am not an assassin. However, with enough money.
So we won't be trading him back is what's happening here.
So Crow. I just want to note that Crow, you can't understand unless Mass tells you.
Oh, okay,
Because
fair enough.
Mass is the only
Fair enough. Sorry,
which
ignore
is
me.
what makes it
That wasn't a
interesting.
proper response. I'm sorry. I thought for some reason I thought it was affecting all of us, but go ahead. You're fine.
So what you hear is you just hear like goblin screeches from the goblin. What's weird is that you can understand Mass when he's talking,
It's like a universal translator. I like that.
it's like the magic makes what Mass is speaking to the goblin known to the goblin. So you can hear what Mass is asking, but you can't understand what the goblin is saying. Let's see. Oh wait, no. Clark isn't called King Grohl. He answers to King Grohl. All right, King Grohl. Okay, so our leader is Clark. He answers to King Grohl. And here's where Kragma Castle is. He uses, like, if there's a map out, he uses his nose to point, like, in the woods. It's like, it's just 20 miles. It's just 20. It's chalk. It's easy. Let's see. The dwarf. We took the map. You guys found the map case, right? Like, we just took the map. We gave fucking We took that dwarf and his map, and we delivered him to King Groll. That was our instructions. And the human companion, whatever the fuck his name was, Blue Jeans or something, he's being held in the Eden Cave. I mean, or hideout. We don't. I mean, please don't kill me.
Are you? Oh, I think. So it's up to you. You can.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm just letting him spit it out.
That's good. That's good.
We received the messenger goblin from King Groll just a few days ago. Someone named the Black Spider was paying the Kragmaws. Chief of the Kragmaw tribe was King Groll. He's paying them, and they told him to watch out for this dwarf. You see, they told us his name is the Gundren Rockseeker. Capture him, send him back. Eat his friend. Well, capture his other friend.
Wait. Okay, you guys. Way too much information to happen at once here.
I can tell.
So he doesn't want to go back. So we're gonna have to destroy wherever we're going.
Smart fellow.
That's the thing. Bad master. Being controlled by someone else. Being paid.
What's the master's name?
King Groll is what he answers to, but I don't think that's what we would call
Groll?
him.
What is King Groll?
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds gross, doesn't it?
Is it another goblin?
Your master. No, it's a honey badger. A honey bear. I don't know what that is.
A bugbear.
The bugbear. Bugbear. Clark is my boss. The bugbear
Bugbear.
Clark is my boss, and he answers to what we know as King Groll. We've never seen him before.
You said his name was King Groll. You know, I once knew a bard, an amazing bard, his last name was Groll. He was amazing.
You want to help me question?
Especially at the drums.
Okay. Any questions for the thing?
I'm sorry, I was reminiscing about my time in the tavern. I'd get that way. I apologize.
Happens.
What were you saying?
Any questions for the thing? I need help here. It's a lot of information.
How many goblins would we be facing?
Less than 20.
Less than 20, or they had less than 20 before we killed the other 3?
Fewer than 20, because we come and go. You know what? Like it's just kind of like a stopping point. So I can't tell you exactly how, but less than 20, I know for sure. Less than 20 dwell in the lair now. But I mean, it should be a problem for you guys. You killed like all of us really quick, really quick. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's easy.
We won't be letting you go. You'll be going with us. But
No. Come on.
we'll ensure your release once we have our friends back. And like I said, I have friends that like hurting people for no reason. So don't give us a reason.
I mean, you want to bother with me, little old me? I can't do anything. I'm good. You let me go. I'm gonna run that way. I'm gonna keep running that way. I go back. They're gonna kill me. Like just let me. I told you. Don't you understand? He wets himself a little bit. He's like.
I don't know what you're saying to the poor fellow, but he is quite upset.
Like, you just let me go. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have
How
to
do you feel about it, assassin? I mean, you're gonna be the one who kills him if he tries to go away.
Well, you're not wrong about that. And my blade is quite thirsty. Well, if he is all right with coming with us, we are able to keep him in check. Keep in mind that he did try to kill us not that long ago, and I'm fairly certain if given the opportunity to do it again, he would probably try, because if there's one thing about a goblin that I understand, is that they're not very intelligent and don't make good decisions. But I leave that up to you. I am not a man of murder. I am a man of self-defense, and also thinking about my self-defense in the future by murdering people. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally joking. That's not out of character. Yeah.
Okay. Are you saying you don't want to come with us?
I mean, I'd like to stay far away from the people who, like, are now considering me a traitor. Like, I mean, that's the situation, right? It's like, I'm not a friend of them anymore. We weren't good friends to begin with. It's like, you know how you work with people, you don't really like them, but like the boss takes you out and you have to all drink together and it sucks. It's like, I don't like my life. This is a great opportunity for everybody.
Okay, fine. So,
Ask him if you would like any of the loot from this particular location.
what? Would he like any of the loot?
The money. Any of the things that they've pilfered. Maybe
Okay.
we can possibly bribe him into being a mercenary?
Okay. Wait. Okay, fine.
I like where it's going.
I don't share money. What's happening here? Okay. Is there any incentives back at your home base that you can find yourself going back for?
What? You talking?
I'm sure you know what they have.
You guys trying to like employ me now?
No. We're offering you an opportunity.
To not die?
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of gold pieces go well to making a new life. I suppose. Well, I don't know exactly what they keep there because it's in flux. It's just a holding area. But if I don't need much, like they were paying me like shit. They're paying me in beatings, basically. Like 20 gold pieces. Like 20 gold pieces. I probably fucking. Well, you don't have to go into details, but
20?
yeah,
Okay.
like half now, half later.
Ha!
I mean, that's a typical arrangement.
You know what? My friend had a terrible idea. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna allow you to run off in that direction with your hands tied,
That sounds good to me. I'm game for that.
and we're gonna move in that direction.
Okay, you got it.
And I look over to Crow,
Okay.
and I'll let you know that I've always thought the best defense was a good offense. And he wasn't even smart enough to haggle with us. So I'll let you handle that, and we're gonna move forward.
So you want me to hang back a bit?
I mean, whatever.
Okay.
All right, so so Mass and Olivia head towards the trail, and then
Question.
yeah.
Quick question. How wide is this trail, and what are we doing about our supplies?
Good question.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm sure we rated everything there, right?
before.
No, but all of our supplies are in the...
Let me hold on for a
Wagon.
second. We'll get to that in a second. I just want to play out this scene to
Okay.
finish it up. All right, so Mass and Olivia walk away, and Crow comes over. And okay, Crow, what are you gonna do?
Well, it seems that it's just you and me.
And he kind of like offers himself like to just make it easy for you to cut like the restraints.
Not so fast. You see, you may be able to understand me, and I may not be able to understand you, but there's one thing we all understand in life, and that is breathing is nice, isn't it? Don't you agree? You can nod your head.
He's looking at you confused.
You can't understand me?
He can't understand you.
Oh, he can't.
He can't understand you.
Oh, I thought he could.
No, he only understands Mass. He actually starts like
Oh, okay. No, because I was wondering, like, because you were answering some of the stuff I was saying as that character. So I was like, wait, can he understand me? Okay, then, yeah.
Nope. I mean, you can keep talking to him. I mean,
I'm
it's
going
direction.
to. Oh, I'm going to, but I wanted to know, like, I didn't know he couldn't understand me. So that's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a little story. You see, there is this wonderful, bountiful mine that I know of. Not actually too far from here. And you might not be able to understand me, and that's perfectly fine.
Wizard!
But,
Wizard!
you see,
He's just talking.
the thing that I learned about living in a town full of people who are
I can't understand a goddamn thing he's saying. But he's
oblivious
just
to
talking.
their situation is that they never know when death might just strike them from the shadows.
I'm getting
at any
kind of
moment.
scared.
You made a choice.
But you were gonna let me go.
We walked off.
I'm sure.
He like yells out from super
He was
far.
just yelling
You
at
made your choice. And so the thing we've learned is that at the end of the day, sad things do happen. But there are some good things that can happen to those who keep to themselves. So you may not be able to understand me, words, but there is one thing you do understand.
He's like wiggling away from you. He's trying to get.
And I pick him up. I like pick him up like by this. If I even sense that you are anywhere near us, or near the camp, or near the mine we're headed, or any direction, and I know you can't understand me, I will not just destroy you with my dagger. I will desecrate your corpse across this entire trail for every goblin to see and to know not to mess with us, and I will blame it on the horse. And I throw him down.
Did you cut his leg restraints?
I untied it as I was holding.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
He starts weeping a little bit, and he just runs off in the other direction. It's like he's gone. He's so far gone.
then I'm like, oh god, it's fucking gross. It smelled like pee. Oh.
Okay, so now that's taken care of. Good choice. The cart is just sitting on the road. So what do you guys want to do with it? Like, do you want to leave it there? Do you want to do something with it? And those are supplies.
We still have the horses, right?
Or the oxen.
Well, we will continue with that.
Well, but how big is the trail?
Trail's like the width of a goblin. So it's
oh,
yeah.
We're going off trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going off road.
Cool thing.
And we can't do much without Gungeon. I mean, we could show up there and everyone's just like, who are you? You know, they're kind of like at first like, hey, wait, who are you people?
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to do that. And doesn't he own like a deed or something to the mine or something like that?
He's got the map, or he did have the map. The map.
We're gonna need we need Gungeon. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that we're going to have to definitely rescue our companion who has fallen under such hardships. However, I might also say that we definitely do not want to leave an oxen and wagon on the road, as I'm sure you're quite aware. Many people might see this as a free thing.
Wagon would be easy enough to drag off the trail and hide in brush a little bit. The oxen, I'm not as sure what to do with. We could tie them up nearby.
Yeah,
I don't know that we really want to take them with us.
No, your experience as caravan exports, oxen, like they're dumb and content as long as there's like a little bit of grass to chew on. If you tie them up in the woods, they'll be fine.
Okay, that sounds like a plan then.
So that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
All right.
We also want to take medical supplies that we can grab.
There aren't any.
Yeah, we used them all.
We used them on your butt.
All of them?
You're pretty big.
There's some medieval Neosporin.
There wasn't much of it anyway.
Okay.
There was like a little bit, but yeah.
Then also grab some kind of like between snacks and food, like a meal that would be easy to eat on the trail.
You just want to take like a short rest now?
How far is a day's travel?
Day's travel for you, it's like...
Well, for these two, because...
Like 20 miles, like, no problem. Like, you could...
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Like,
So
you'll
then-
get there, like, if you leave...
Like real life me can do 20 miles. It's fine.
Like, if you were sleeping, like, if you took a short rest, and a short rest is like an hour, like, you'll get your hit points back. I'll have to say you get spell slots back. It's like, you'll just be...
Take
an hour.
Then that would be a good idea. Camp by the side of the road for the night.
Okay.
Take a short rest, and then head out.
All right. That's
Well,
what
do you
we'll do.
like short rest is like an hour. It's like a breather.
Oh.
Yeah, let's
Long
take a. Let's
rest
just
is
take a.
like you could camp and then
You want to just take a short rest, so that way we can keep hot on the trail.
Okay, that sounds very.
Will we get all our spell slots and stuff back?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just do a short rest. Because you guys weren't that badly.
No, I think I
Like
was
unless
the
you're
only
like
one.
unless you're like I need 8 hours
Yeah, I was the only
full
one that-
8 hours.
I think the only one who got hurt was Olivius.
Yeah.
Did Mask get hurt?
No.
No.
No? Okay. Mask
He was
did
trying to
get hurt.
hide.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
So we rest for an hour, and then I basically say like, well, that was enough. I think it's time for us to try to find our companion before it's too late for him.
You drank some orange juice. You ate some Luna bars.
You
Again,
know,
I say, this Bard Grohl was an amazing drummer. He still is, I think. He still does quite a few gigs. He's quite famous in this kingdom, actually.
more stories. He's awesome.
Yeah. That sarcasm was amazing. More stories, awesome. And then he turns over to Mike.
You know, I made sure to know what you did back there. And it was a test. And it's interesting to know that you live up to like a lot of what you
That's the thing. I'm not really an assassin, but
No,
you
no,
give me
no.
that nod, and I'm gonna be like. I mean, I know a language that you guys don't, but the one that I definitely understand is the nod. I get like it doesn't matter what language you're speaking. You give me that look and nod, I pretty much know what the hell you want me to
I
do.
mean, as a person from the underground, it's always good to unravel a mystery.
Yeah.
So, a human given those opportunities is amusing.
Oh, okay. So,
Humans are quite amusing.
okay. So,
It's supposed to be like condescending.
yeah. So the trail that you found leads to the Cragmaw hideout, and you also know that there's a Cragmaw castle.
Cragmaw.
But you know, let's see. You know that the bodies have been dragged towards Cragmaw hideout, and you know that the order has been to send Gungeon Rockseeker to capture him and send his shit to the castle. But it looks like everybody might be at the hideout right now. So that's where the path is heading. But you know, and I'll remind you guys, you know a lot of information about like what these guys are planning and what's going on. So,
By the way, just because I know of a bugbear, but what exactly is a bugbear?
okay, this is a good question because you get to roll for it. Let me
go ahead.
roll up here.
You know what's funny when you said bugbear? I thought bee, bear, honey badger.
Just like the honey badger, bugbear don't give a shit. All right, so yeah, why don't all of you make a we'll call this a nature roll.
All right.
Okay, D20, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Okay.
Natural.
I got a 1.
Yeah, 1. You're like, the fuck's a bugbear?
All right, I roll it. I'm probably gonna get a 1. I got an 8.
An 8.
Does it count for me? Because just tell me if I do it or not.
Yeah, you know what a bugbear is.
Oh, a bugbear is
And I'll
quite large,
I'll tell you all the.
and he smells. Think of it like a bear, but not as cute. I happen to think bears are cute, actually. That's just one factoid you can have about me.
So,
Don't
You know-
go into a bear's cave, though.
you know bugbears are. This just has. I just want a description. God damn it.
Yeah, I was gonna say like my
Alright.
character knows what they are, but I'm kind of like, yeah, they're big, hairy creatures of some.
So that's pretty spot on. They're big, muscular, hairy creatures. They got pointy ears. They're humanoid and even goblinoid in nature. They're featured in Nightmare Tales of a lot of races. They're almost like a boogeyman.
Oh wow.
They creep through shadows and they're almost like cats. And then if you walk alone in the woods, like this is what your mother would tell you. It's like you walk alone in the woods at night, bugbear might reach out of a bush and just take you. Same thing if you stray too far from the house at night. They're fearsome, but they're not terribly common. Let's see. If a bugbear cuts off your head, your soul stays trapped inside, and the bugbears use your head to magically command all whom you once knew. So, but that's a myth. It's not real. So all these things have just been told, and some of them are true, but some of them not. But bugbears are stealthy, and they are strong, and they like operating at night, as anyone who is stealthy and strong would. They don't take heads, and they don't eat people, but they will kill indiscriminately. And they're not likely to attack just single people unless they have something, like they're like thieves. It's like they're opportunistic. But if it's just somebody alone and they don't have much, they're not going to bother, because it's like whatever.
And I say all of that in character. Oh, no, I'm kidding. Because I'm so knowledgeable. No, I'm kidding about that.
There's a nice little offset here where it's like, from the viewpoint of the world, their aggression and savagery are offset by their rarity and lethargy. But they are fearsome.
Indiscriminate.
So, you know, they're big, hairy, like cat-like kind of, like, they're fearsome.
I feel like it's too.
Yeah, well, we can't like march next to each other. Cause
No.
it's like this thing. So, who wants to lead up the front?
Probably me. Yeah, I'll take front.
Because I wasn't going to be like, yeah, I want to go up front as the rogue.
So where do you think you would be, Crow?
I would be in the
back?
clearly, yeah. I'm looking. I'm keeping an ear low to the ground for that for not only for that goblin but for anything else that might be like. Just make sure that the trail isn't trapped in any way.
Okay.
Although it doesn't really help being in the rear because
Well, if you
I'll
wanna
be
be
like,
in the rear,
you'll trigger the trap. Like, hey, watch out! There's a trap. Whoops. Go ahead.
So you want to stay in the back? Where?
No, I mean I'm going to stand. I'm going to bring up the rear.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And then, not to put not like we're trying to protect Ness, but
Nah.
I mean you did hook us up with some knowledge, so
I mean, that order makes sense
yeah.
based on the characteristics.
Yeah.
All right. What's your? Let me look at your passive. Where's Crow? Wisdom. No, I don't think so.
This can only end well.
Why? What?
The DM muttering to himself.
Oh no, it's like normal. Sorry. Our God is very vocal about how he thinks and acts. Our creator, I should say.
Oh, there.
Because a god is something you can actually worship in this game.
Interesting. And then Crow. All right. So while you guys are headed towards the, oh, it's got good wisdom. So tell me, like, how are you proceeding down the trail?
Single file?
Single file, yeah. But it's like just, so you're just walking down the trail.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just carefully walking on. We know it leads to a camp, so we're not just like, you know, sitting there singing songs from The Hobbit or anything. Like we're on our way down.
Okay.
On our way to this hideout. And if we ever get any semblance of where it's at, that's when we like go, all right, what do we do? You know?
Okay.
That's how I would say we'd approach it.
All right.
I feel like that's common though, like that'd be kind of normal.
So tell me, like, how is Olivius taking the lead? Like, is he just following the trail, just trying to see where it goes?
It's up to Olivius.
Well, with his got human eyes, not horse eyes. No keen sight.
I don't think horses don't have keen sight.
They can't see further than humans.
No,
No.
they're shorter distance because of lack of binoculars.
They can hear. They can hear really well. Their ears are like that's if you watch like if you're riding a horse and you see their ears pointing something. That's when you're like something's fucking over there. That's how people would know ahead of time when something's about to creep up on them. But Nick doesn't have horse ears. No. Which would be really helpful. But that's alright.
Let's see. Mostly following trail, but I know. Like, so I grew up in the woods.
Yeah.
So I know, like, a little bit about how people will sometimes set up traps around long game trails.
Okay.
So I'm keeping an eye out for stuff like that.
Okay.
So being
So
cautious,
you're on your lookout.
yeah.
Okay. Well, good.
I already know what he's gonna do, so I'm just getting it ready for you.
Well, about 10 minutes down the trail.
Hopefully, I got the right dice. So.
You don't even have to roll because you're on your lookout. You notice a snare, and it's just across the trail. It's low to the ground. Characters. Oh, jeez. Yeah. You just notice the snare right away, and you inform everybody else about it.
Can I just say, do I have the ability to disable it?
It's just a snare. You can just step over it,
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's just
or
step
you could
over.
like trigger it with a stick or something.
I was gonna just say walk around it. That way, it's not gonna alert anybody else who happens to walk by that we've been past.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you let everybody know that there's a snare, and you step over it, and it's fine. All right. So you're walking along. Another 10 minutes later.
My character's doing the NES RPG.
All right. So Nick, go ahead and roll that d20.
Here we go. 15.
15. All right. You're keen. You being in the forest. It's advantageous because that's where you grew up. That's where you walked around a lot. You know what's normal and you know what's abnormal, which is what tips you off that there's another trap. There's something weird. After poking around a little bit, you figure out it's a pit, and you're really happy you found that because it probably really fuck you up. you being a centaur and all.
Yeah.
It's 6 feet wide and 10 feet deep, and it would trigger when a creature moves across it. But you found it, and you check on the spot. And the pit's walls aren't steep, so what you can do is like you can go around it, or you can walk down one side and up the other, or whatever. It's no big deal. But you discover the trap, so you don't fall in. So you can walk around that too.
Okay.
Yep.
Walk around and continue to walk maybe a little bit more cautiously because that's now 2 traps on our trail.
All right. So
It's almost like they're hiding something out there.
it doesn't take much too longer because it's only about 5 miles away.
Oh.
But
Got our cardio in.
You arrive at the Cragmaw hideout, and
So are we on the edge of it, or are we?
yeah, you
'cause
can.
I was gonna say, can we do we have the ability to kind of like scope the place, scout it out? Okay.
Absolutely. Give me one.
All in favor of sending Crow to scout things out?
Oh, I'm down with that. Like I love the even if I get caught or whatever, I just like stealth games. Like that's why I picked the rogue, because I wanted to be able to just play on that. That's why when I play hot dogs, and I have the opportunity to go, behind with the knife, I'm just gonna because I could just shoot them, just gonna holster them and just go for the knife. I think that's more fun personally. Although there's this other game for VR called Pavlov, where it's like you have.
Rings a bell.
Yeah, I know, but it's like basically it's like a tactical kind of military thingy. But apparently you can just walk up, because you can play with other people, you can walk up and just take their magazine out and put it in your own gun. So like you have your teammate and they're just like ready to go and you're just like, I'm just gonna take that and just load it up into your own. I saw an image of that and I thought that was pretty funny. So it's like, imagine that, you're like, oh, that's literally like the Magic Hook skit, Cover Me. where he's just like, he's like, hey, do you have an extra gun I could use? No, I don't have an extra gun. Okay. And he goes out there and he's like, oh, hey, I grabbed the gun as he was walking out of cover. And he's like, hey, where's my gun? And gets shot. Sorry.
So I'm gonna.
I love Magic Hugs a little too much.
I'm gonna read this out to you because it's pretty much information that the goblin has already given you.
Correct.
Okay, go for it.
You arrive at the Cragmaw hideout. The Cragmaw tribe of goblins has established a hideout from which it can easily harass and plunder traffic moving along the Triboar Trail or the path to Phandalin. The Cragmaw tribe is so named because each member of the tribe sharpens its teeth so they appear fierce and jagged, like Craggy Maw. The leader of the Cragmaw bandits, Laring, here is a bugbear named Clark, who has orders from the chief of the Cragmaws to plunder any poorly defended caravans or travelers that come this way. A few days ago, a messenger from Cragmaw Castle brought new instructions. Waylay the dwarf Gundren Rockseeker and anyone traveling with him. Capture him, take his map, get ready to deliver him.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say lower the map.
Oh.
It was like literally on stream for us to see where it's like, oh, okay. Not because I like the surprise, so.
It'll be like, I'm just gonna have to describe it by visual anyway. Like, and you don't know what's in there.
No.
You know there are things though. Or
Yeah.
Maybe there aren't. Maybe it's abandoned. Who knows?
It's totally up to you, man. I just wanted to let you. I just wanted to let you know you were showing, like you were covering everything up.
Yeah.
We're like, here's my plan to kill you. Go ahead. Sorry.
All right. You can see that the Cragmaw cave slopes steeply upward. The entrance at the foot of a good-sized hill, and the caves and passages are inside the hill itself. Following the Goblin's trail, you come across a large cave in a hillside 5 miles from the scene of the ambush. A shallow stream flows out of the cave mouth, which is screened by dense briar thickets. A narrow, dry path leads into the cave on the right-hand side of the stream.
All right. Is that it?
Yeah, that's what you know.
Okay, so you said it's just a single entrance?
Yeah, there is one entrance to, yes.
Okay.
You said there was a dry path on the right-hand side of the cave.
Yes.
What's the left side?
The left side is where you came from. That's kind of where you're standing now.
Okay.
You're looking up at it to where it goes into the hill. You can see the stream flowing out. You can see the dry path on the right side. You have to cross the stream, but it shouldn't be a big deal. Let me double check. Okay. What do you want to do?
So we haven't seen anyone yet?
No.
I believe we were voting in favor of sending the rogue
Okay,
to
and
be all sneaky.
yeah, I'll scout out the entrance and the first area inside the entrance.
Okay.
So, because I don't want to go in by myself completely, because I know that, like, if I was to stealth this entire cave, I get caught in one of the later rooms. You guys would have to come rescue me, because I don't know if I'd be able to survive everyone
come
alerted.
rescue you without any benefit of the information you were supposed to be scouting for. So.
Exactly. So I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Don't split the party. That's the #1 rule of D&D is if you split the party's gonna die. Because encounters are built to challenge the party.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I'm just scouting. Like, I just want to see what's in that room. I'm not gonna go in. I'm just gonna be like,
you're just popping in.
You know what's up there?
Yep.
All right. So, I want to stealth up.
Yeah. Go ahead and make that roll.
Hopefully, I wasn't wearing Doritos on my feet today. Like, well, you know what? That's the best. That is hands down the best way to let people know when they're sneaking up on your hideout. Just put Doritos all through the entrance. It's so just walking up. I got a 9. Yeah,
Right.
I got a pretty high stealth, so that's not. I'll let you decide. I mean, that's pretty decent.
Okay.
No, because my stealth is like super high. It's like I'm like that's like my main ability. So
Nah, it's the way you phrased it. Like, I'm good, right? Where you put the answer in there already.
I'm good. Well, I'm doing the math in my head because I'm like, well, it's really up to the DM. He could just make up, be like, yeah, no, you fucked. But
So
yeah.
what you have done effectively is you guys have been cautious in the sneaking up of this. If you, as you're sneaking around and you're looking around, you get close to the entrance of the cave, and you notice that there were thickets of brush on the right side, which you couldn't cross over. Like, the stream was such that it was lined on the other side by brush.
Yeah.
So you had to come up the left side, and when you get to the entrance of the cave, you can look back and you can actually see like a little spot cleared in the brush on the right side with some dozing goblins. It's obviously supposed to be a guard post, a lookout, but they're been bored off their ass.
Do they have anything other than their voice to announce us? Do they have like one of those like?
No, they don't have anything like that.
All right. I don't know what you call that. I just called that the
Trumpet.
noise. Okay, the trumpet.
or like an alert or
Horn.
alarm. No, if it would be like Wolfenstein, they're like alarm, alarm. Like they have to actually shout alarm.
Or you
But
just do like the old Wolf 3D where you just I don't know what they're like, and you're just like, oh shit.
terribly.
Yeah, and if you get shut up by those guards in Wolf 3D, you get hit pretty hard. Anyway,
Anyway, you notice these guys, and let's see here. There's only
another thing we can't bring up on
there's
stream.
only 2 of them. They're
I know too much about Wolfenstein.
they're just kind of like leaning up against each other, maybe onto a tree, and they're just kind of peacefully dozing there. They actually look kind of cute.
It's a beautiful day.
Yeah,
How many?
it's just 2 of them.
2 of them?
Yeah. So from that position, you see they're just sleeping. If you guys have been loud, or if like you tried to make camp outside and cut down some brush, you probably would have woken them up and you would have had some shit to do. But no, they were sleeping, and you found them just sleeping on their job. So
So can these guys still see me?
yeah.
So can I like motion over and do like the like I'm motioning, Jameer.
I nudged Jameer, since he is apparently missing the point, that Crow wants to go kill the 2 sleeping goblins.
Yeah, and I thought, save one.
No. We're
kill
going in.
everything.
Mike's
Fine.
okay. All right, so yeah, they're fine. I was just being a little extra. That's all.
If you saved one, like I'll tell you this for free. If you saved one, he'd just know everything that the other one knew, and he'd probably be just as helpful. You got all the information that you need. Best thing to do is just
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to definitely sneak attack the first one, and
yeah. I'm gonna say you just kill him.
okay.
I'm
So
not gonna say that because you're stealth. You stuck up on. They're sleeping. You're a rogue. You have stealth attack. They have like a significant disadvantage.
this is D&D. Thank you.
Like, do you want me to roll just to see if one happens to wake up and you have something to deal with?
You
or-
know what? That's totally up to you. I don't think
I'm gonna give him triple disadvantage.
Okay. So I killed a one, but then I put my mouth, or my mouth.
What's happening?
I put my mouth. No, I meant to say my hand. Wait a second. Hold on. I motion back to these 2.
Yeah.
Like I do the rally on me position, and then I come over to the other one and I put my hand over its mouth.
Oh.
because I don't want it to make any noise, and I'm sure that it's like, and I'm just like, I pretty much have a dagger in my hand, like, speak, go ahead.
He's still like half asleep because on that triple disadvantage he rolled a crit 1, so he is like,
oh wow.
you don't even have to. It's like he passes out. Like he wakes up, he looks around, he sees his buddy is like bleeding out. He sees you, he sees that he just passes right back out. And he's done.
Okay. All right. So these guys come across the stream.
As we're doing that, we have a new comment from I think Geisha93 maybe.
I've never played D&D, but I've sort of told my friends that I'm a perfect dungeon master. Luckily for me, they're also beginners. Any advice for someone who have no idea what the fuck they're doing? No idea at all? Is there some speed learning process? Mike, I'll let you handle
the
it.
answer is we have no idea.
We
because
literally,
we are not
this
doing
is our
it.
4th session, dude. You caught us.
No.
We are not.
No, if you're trying to be a DM or a GM,
Not 4th session. Just this is our first ever game of D&D, but our 4th time meeting together to play it.
Yeah. And this is my 4th time, like being at 4th or 5th time being a DM.
Yeah.
For this, and that's just this campaign. Like, if you've played Dungeons and Dragons before, you might have an idea of like how a game should go, but just like honestly, just do it. Like, you don't have to know much. If you feel like you're messing something up, go look it up in the rules. But don't worry about it while you're playing, because as long as you're telling a story. That's the other thing is knowing what your players want. Because if they want a game of like tactics battle, like that's a kind of different preparation. And you can do that easily.
Yeah.
There's like rules to that. It's like a board game. But if they want to tell a story and role play, all you do is facilitate that. And sometimes you ask them to roll. And it can be bullshit, but you're the god of the world, so you control everything. So you're right, whatever you say. Don't be an asshole. Like, that's rule number 1.
As a player, I enjoy the role play part.
Yeah.
More so than the tactics, because I'll be honest with you, I can play a tactics game anywhere. And I don't mind I actually enjoy the dice rolling. That's a cool mechanic. I think that's actually the part that I like the most about D&D is like not just us role playing and pretending to be our characters, but also like we can't just be awesome. We're not Mary Sue's, well, for the most part. We just can't like roll into it and just be, I kill this entire camp. Like, you just got to roll for it. And you got to like think about your thing. And the DM's also got to like. That's the fun. I think I might be speaking for you here, but I think the fun part about being a DM is the surprise you have from playing with with the people that you're running the game with, because we all know each other, but when it comes to this game, there's some things that could just and I'm sure I've surprised Michael with some of my responses that make it really interesting and fun for the DM, and I think that's where you get your thing. You're like, let me put him in this situation, see how he handles it. So it like that helps to have you keep your players in mind. You don't want to just like murder them, because that might be humorous to you, but then they're not enjoying it and you just basically wasted their evening.
I mean, unless that's something that
it's agreed upon.
Yeah, like talk to your people who are playing and ask them what kind of game they want.
Yeah.
Like if they want a game where like they're role playing Naruto and they want to be badasses, it's like you can cop to that. Like you can enjoy that, but also it's like you gotta make them take hits somewhere. Like
there's gotta be a challenge.
They can't be awesome all the time because it's not fun. And it's like you could show them how not fun that is by just making them super cool. And they're like, if they're really, really jazzed about it, I mean, cool, but they probably won't be because it's boring.
And that's good to know, because I didn't know how actively involved we were supposed to be in building the world around us. I thought like we were just reacting to the world you're building, but you're saying we should contribute.
Yeah,
so.
That's what I'm trying. That's why you always see me like adding extra stuff in there, and Michael's like over here laughing because he knows like I'm just sitting here, like he knows that most of the time I'm fucking around, but he tries to turn it around on me anyway, which
makes
is
my
fun.
job easier because now I don't have to come up with another character. I just have to play. I have to role play and improvise the character that's been created.
And I don't want to lose my character. Like I want to keep him for as long as possible. But if for a chance that like I'm dead and I'm dead for good, I don't mind making another character because I actually do enjoy the process of like doing something different. So that's kind of what I so as the GM, you decide the outcome of the game. So if I'm a douche, I can really make a game terrible. Yeah. I mean, you could do that. That's pretty much for any game.
Nobody will want to play with you.
Yeah, and it's different from online
unless
interaction.
that's what they want. Like that's the thing. It's like you are serving your players.
Let a brother join. So to answer your question about us setting this up. So when we're done with this specific campaign, I'm enjoying it, but if everybody else is enjoying it, I'm thinking we might open it up to be more open to allowing others join us through like what's that website?
Roll20.
Roll20. So if you don't know about it, guys, you should check out a website called Roll20, and it allows you to set up your own D&D game over the internet. And it has like a ton of tools that you can use. It's got dice, it's got cameras, chat, the whole.
If you subscribe to them, like you get light controls. So it's like, and it's dynamic lighting.
You get a map, so you get to actually
all the maps. Like you have map builders and things. You have pre-made adventures, so it's like all the tokens and things. Like they have their own character sheets and like it's very in depth, and it's all free license because it has to be. Like it's based off of a lot of D&D, and you can play D&D editions, but they have their own kind of like open role-playing license, which models 5th edition. And you can like, if you have that in Discord, like you have a virtual game space.
It eliminates the barrier of space, basically. Anyway, thanks for the question. Well, let's get back to our mission at hand.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Anyway.
Okay. So now all of you are at the entrance of the cave. I'll let Dick give you some information. The ceilings of this cave, they're steeply sloping because it's like a cave, so it's like, or like.
Well, what about our goblin that was
the passed out one?
Oh, he's passed out for good.
Yeah, he's like he was super like I mean you can wait there, see if like he'll wake up. But
I don't want to wait there.
Yeah. Do you want to kill him or do you want to just leave him?
We can let's tie him up and gag him.
Tie him up and tie him to a tree. Okay, cool.
Because I'm not
right next to his dead friend.
Yes.
Look, I'm not in the business of just straight up murdering people.
Yeah.
But I do like setting examples.
Because
I learned very quickly from my life that examples are constantly being set for me. And so
there's a really cool part of Fable where they talk about the Bigby Wolf or the Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah.
When he was when he fought in World War II, he'd sneak into the German camps and especially when it was really, really cold. And he'd kill, because they would be sharing sleeping bags to keep warm, and he would kill one of them and leave the other one alive.
Wow.
To fucking do psyops.
Kill him, don't put up. Well, that's the thing, like, when you make a character and you decide, I'm just going to kill everyone, your alignment and what you choose to be as your character, like, if you're just somebody who just, like, yeah, it's pretty brutal. If you just start killing people, then I am just not even because an assassin gets paid.
Murder hobo.
I'm just a murderer. I'm basically just a murderer.
Murder
hobo.
And I don't want to be a murderer. I want to be a rogue. A rogue is definitely going to watch for himself, which is what I'm doing.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, some people try and steer away from murder hoboing, but the funny thing about it is Gary Gygax and his original version of D&D, he pretty much intended people to be murder hobos because it was modeled not so much after fantasy, but after Conan. And so you're just supposed to go there and kill everything because it was all evil, mindless beast anyway. And, I mean, goblins are bad. Like, these are bad people. They've murdered a lot of people.
I was gonna say,
done things, but it's like,
if I was playing in his game, I probably would. But
Yeah.
because I know it's you, I'm like, this could be a thing later. Who knows? It's just, and also it gives him, Mike, something to work with later if he wants to. So it's not just, oh, looks like I have a corpse outside. You just have something fun to do later.
maybe yeah, there's like, I can bring that back, and everybody's like, oh, remember when that happened? And it's like, I just made it up. I just pulled it out of my ass, but it's fun because, hey,
Yeah.
callbacks.
Yeah, those are fun.
This Homestuck.
So now we're back. We're in a cave.
Okay, so you're in the cave. You see the ceilings. They go to about 20, 30 feet on the up. So, Nick, you don't have a problem. You don't have to slip down. Let's see. You see in, and there's minimal light. There's not many things lit up. I think goblins have dark vision. I'm not positive, but
and I know Jermaine, you have.
Jermaine's got dark vision.
Yeah, Underdark.
But box text for those locations indicated with dark vision or light. So I'll let you know just how dark it is or what's going on. But I don't think it means like you're in pitch black. I just think it means your vision is halved if you're except for Jermaine. Jermaine gets to see very clearly.
That Mass Mage is amazing at seeing,
albeit in black and white.
Well, yeah. That actually makes total sense.
There's some difficult terrain, but I'll let you know depending on the. And you can hear. You look at the stream.
Go fat.
The stream just flows through the complex. It's not very deep. It's only 2 feet. It's cold and it's slow moving, so there isn't much to it. So like you can get through it without a problem. Like you don't have to roll for it.
Yeah, the background noise because I literally we have the AC and a fan, and we got it on this microphone. So I'll just turn it down until we're ready to speak, and I'll turn them up. I have a mixer over here.
And the noise of the stream, while not very loud from the outside, like it just going into the cave a little bit, echoes throughout the cave and kind of muffles regular sound. So unless somebody is specifically trying to listen for somebody who's around, they're not going to hear people walking around. It's just kind of muffled through. So you don't have to be that careful, but if you are careful, you're probably going to be pretty good because you got sound cover.
Okay.
And you can see into. You see the first part, and it just seems like it. You see the stream go straight. You see it keeps getting darker. And so you think there might be a little bit more down that way. It looks like it curves a little bit, and you can see a room. It's a, let's see, just inside the cave mouth, a few uneven stone steps lead up to a small, dank chamber. Bam, bam, bam.
I knew you were going there. Go ahead.
On the east side of the passage, the cave narrows to a steep fissure at the far end and is filled with the stench of animals. Savage snarls and the sounds of rattling chains greet your ears, where 3 wolves are chained up just inside the opening. Each wolf's chain leads to an iron rod driven into the base of a stalagmite. So you can see just inside the cave there's a kennel.
Okay.
And there's a fissure at the back of the kennel. And there's a stalactite where all the dogs are chained to it. And that's what you can see so far right now, where you guys are.
All right, what do you guys want to do? I'll tell you what I saw in the cave. Exactly that.
Okay.
So I don't have to repeat what Mike said. But basically, I kind of just go over what I just saw. I tell you, I say, hey, you know, you guys already saw him bound up out there, so keep that in the back of your mind. What do you guys want to do?
I mean, if they're
So
tied up,
Hold on, let me. Sorry, go ahead.
So we basically have to go through the walls, if I'm understanding this correctly.
Well, you can keep going deeper along where the stream leads to. So you don't see like what's beyond there. You know there is more, like there has to be, but you can't exactly see. Like you might just make out. You think there's like a fork past the kennel. You'd have to go deeper in to see just what else there is.
I mean, they're tied down, right?
The wolves are, yeah.
So, what's the big deal?
You want to go take a look?
I don't think I would be scared, no.
Okay. So do you like walk up to the steps of the kennel?
Can I just say, I don't want to kill the wolves, but if we have to, I will be really sad about it.
Yeah, I'm the same boat. I'm wondering because I know I have animal hand,
I think
like
all
a bonus
of you,
to
I think
animal
all of you
handling.
might have animal. Well, I know you have animal handling, Nick, because I had to update your sheet. In fact, if you take a look at your PDF I sent you, I updated your traits. So there was one. Oh, my favorite is the bigger they are.
Hey, thanks for the courtesy, Geisha.
Hey, Geisha, thanks.
I don't know why but and also thanks for doing that because I actually thought the sound was still working on this, but apparently not. Good team. I'm sorry.
Bigger they are. Due to the larger size of your lower half, any fall damage taken is doubled.
Yep.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Horses' legs are not, especially the front ones, are not particularly strong at times.
I gave you a lot of, like, I feel like I balanced you out a bit, but we'll see what happens. All I remember is that I saw your AC was 3, and I was like, that's no good. That can't be right. So now it's 12, which is still not great, but it's better than...
I mean, my
3.
AC was better, which is like...
Well, you have armor.
Oh, that's right, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
You have, like, leather armor. Nick needs to shell out some cash to get his shit. But, okay, I'm gonna say, Mass, you walk
Make
up to the
leather
kennel.
armor out of bugbear.
Mass, you walk up to the kennel entrance, and you walk up on the stairs, and immediately the wolves see you, and they run at you like full speed. They're coming right at you, but the chains end just before the stairs end, and so the momentum of their bodies like jerks them back because they were going so fast. They're at the end, and you hear them kind of like yell out and whine a little bit, but then they're back up on their feet and they're snarling at you. Like they're mistreated, they're chained up, they're kind of ragged, they're starving. Like you can tell, you're looking at them, they're like half starved because they're attack wolves, they're guard wolves. And you heard a lot of noise happening anyway. Like they'll fight it with each other if there's nothing to like mess around with. So like they're making a lot of noise all the time, period. But you see them, they rush up at you and they're looking at you, they're just barking at you. So that's where you are right now. What do you want to do? What does anyone want to do?
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Because I'm not in the mood for killing murder pups. All right, I don't want to kill murder puppies. All right, these will eventually evolve to be our man's best friend. Please do not set us into a situation where we have to fight wolves in the future. If you do, I will kill them, but I don't want to. Anyway. I know that seems weird. I don't.
It's like I'm over here. It's like
I mean,
graveyard
no
with
offense
giant
to anybody,
wolf and giant sword.
Yeah, you can't just rip
For
off
sure.
Dark Souls. All right, I will fight Sif.
Name of wolf is Fizz.
I will fight Sif, no problem. Anyway, actually I'll die.
The part that fucked me, and you might not have heard me, but I was playing it and I fought Sif for the first time. And like you get him after you get him down to like half health or like quarter health.
Yep.
He starts limping around and being like real derpy, but it just makes me feel so goddamn bad because like I got him down deep and he was like one hit left, and then he doesn't attack, but he falls while he's doing it, and I'm like, why am I doing that?
The game you can't win at all.
There's no good endings. There's no why are you playing.
So
It's
here's
like,
my suggestion.
all right.
I'm guessing that these wolves don't really have much of a palate in terms of what they'll eat. So I make the suggestion to my group, like, we actually have fresh meat outside that we can definitely supply to these wolves if you guys would like. I'm sure that these wolves would love a chance to get back at their captors.
I will second that idea.
Well, it looks like I'm already outvoted, so
Well, I want to hear your vote anyway. What would you like to do?
I don't mind either way.
You don't mind? Okay. So I go out and I grab the dead goblin, and then I bring.
Oh wow! Okay.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I go out and I'm like, no mercy, and I'm just like, here you go, puppy. You know, just like.
All right, so you take the goblin's body and you fling it into the cave from the top of the stairs, and the goblins have been, or not the wolves have been conditioned to let goblins run around freely, maybe just through beatings or whatever, and they back away from it. They're kind of scared, but they see it's not moving, and so they quickly start inspecting it, start sniffing it, and then they all start tearing into this goblin's body immediately. And it's like, it doesn't take very long, and it's just bones in front of you. And each wolf has like a little piece of goblin that they're satisfyingly like just ripping into.
It's like the Michael Jackson gif with the popcorn. You know,
they're just intently like eating on the things. Okay. So they're eating their food. What do you want to try and do now?
I guess now we can just. Do you guys want to walk past them, or what do you want to do?
I would say just walk past them.
Okay.
Okay. So I need all of you to roll a d20.
Okay. Do we have it still? Where did it go?
Isn't it in there?
No. Oh no, it's not. It was last time I had it was with you.
And tell me who's going first.
It was actually right under my phone.
This is Crow.
All right.
Okay.
Am I going ahead? You're saying? Yeah. All right. That's fine. 12.
12. The wolves understand that you were the one that gave them food, and they kind of look at you a little bit, but they keep eating their food, and they're not bothered by you. They're like, well, you got us food. So they're like, if you don't fuck with them, they're not gonna fuck with you.
That sounds actually just like how an actual like wolf would handle that situation. Actually, a wolf wouldn't actually. These specific wolves would probably attack us. However, wolves in the wild normally don't. But I guess in D&D world they can, because wolves are monsters.
Well, these are slightly starved wolves, so they.
So
might
the
be,
long dark and yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
So this is for Olivius.
Yep.
12.
12. Yeah, same deal. They look at you, and they kind of like in a beastly way. They look at you and they just see how big you are, and they're like, you don't fuck with that. They're also preoccupied by the food, so they don't have to worry too much. And hold on, what a character. Okay, yeah. So you've essentially go ahead and roll, Olivius, or
Mass.
Yeah, mass.
6.
6.
I figured I was gonna be the one that had to kill him anyway.
No, so you're not gonna have to. I just. God damn it. Not gonna. Okay, you know what? Just something about the way you smell. Maybe it's do you have any particular, like, as an elf living in the Underdark, do you have any kind of like particular rituals as far as like cleansing goes? Do you do any kind of special colognes or soaps or perfumes or anything that you incorporate into your regimen?
I have to say, in my opinion, Mass has always smelled quite lovely.
I would say we use coal to coat our skin.
Oh, all right.
It's a very nice smelling coal.
I guess like that obstructs like it kind of obstructs the living smell of like what a humanoid person would be, and it gets on their nerves, and so all three of them start getting antsy and they're growling at you. But Crow and Olivius kind of give them an eye, and they calm down, and they're content back with it. You get the feeling that if it was just you trying to get across, things might not have been great, but the food calmed them down, and Crow and Olivius being there feels like they feel like they know who's boss, and they know you're with them, and so they're going to leave you alone. So you got free reign across this kennel. And you can you go to the back and you see this fissure. And let me see here.
It might be herpes. That shit spreads like fire.
A narrow opening in the east wall leads to a natural chimney that climbs 30 feet to another area. At the base of the fissure is rubbish. This is not only is this the kennel, it's also like the garbage hole. So these wolves essentially what they're fed is scraps, and maybe eaten snot.
That's why they ate the goblin like
so
no
happy
business.
to eat that goblin. Okay.
We got another fresh one just waiting for him if we need to.
So what would you like to do?
So you're saying that there's a path that goes straight up?
Yeah, it's a natural chimney in the cave.
And then there's a thing of rubbish down below.
It's like their garbage chute. Let me see if I can't.
And was that because I thought you said something about a forked path. Was that the only option? Was going up the chimney?
No. You could go up the chimney, or you could keep going down along where the stream is, and you could take a look, and maybe there's a forked path there. Hint, there is. You just can't see it very well.
Okay.
I mean, you already said it, so.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how can we send the centaur up the ladder?
Well, I
can't.
have
I was just like, well, go ahead, Olivius.
And there is no ladder. But what you could do is you like, again, Crow could sneak up there, take a look.
Okay.
Like you could climb up. Like it probably wouldn't be that hard for you.
You guys are looking at me to do it. All right.
Well, I don't like
take a listen.
Well, this is our
tactical
discussion. You know, obviously, I can't follow you up there, so we can't take that as a path. But if you want to scout that way to see what's up,
just see what's up there. I just want I'm just as curious as you guys are.
Okay.
So that's what I do. I want to like take a quick sneak peek at what's up there.
Go ahead and roll a d20.
Here we go. 12.
12? You're fine. So you start, there you are. Yeah. And even if you have, where's your athletics? You have +2 athletics anyway. So yeah, you're handedly climbing up. You know what? Fuck it. No, you're really good at climbing anyway.
Yeah.
Because you spent so much time climbing. That's another thing I forgot to give you. I should give that into your traits.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're fine. Like you skill that, and you're up, and you go ahead and make a stealth check too.
All right. Give me good stealth. Give me that stealth money. 16.
16. Yeah, you're silent. like Olivius and Mass. Like they just kind of see you disappear into the dark, and then they can't even tell where you are. It's weird. Let's see. Up and down shaft. Ground. Okay. All right. So yeah, you get up there, and what do you see? You see. Oh. Okay. Sacks and crates of looted provisions are piled up in the south end of this large cave. To the west, the floor slopes towards a narrow opening that descends into darkness, which is where you've come from. A larger opening leads north down a set of natural stone steps, the roar of falling water echoing from beyond. In the middle of the cavern, the coals of a large fire smolder. So that's what you're seeing. Clark the Bugbear. So you see a bugbear, and you assume correctly it's Clark, is sharing this cave with his mangy pet wolf, which you don't know the name of, and there are 2 goblins there as well. The bugbear, funnily enough, is giving you vibes of the noble that used to run Blackwood. He's walking around, posturing very similar, and you don't speak goblin or bugbear, but it almost feels like he's almost phrasing things the same way as let's say he is speaking common, but it's very, very garbled. And from where you are, you can't hear that well, but you get the sense that he's putting on airs. Let's see. He's not entirely right in the head.
That's what I figured.
He, from what you're listening closely to, it sounds like he's referring to himself in third person. Let's see here. So yeah, you see these goblins, and they're kind of rolling their eyes. They're not too happy about him, just kind of posturing and yelling, but that's what's going on. His wolf is a bit more well-fed than the other wolves were, and it's just kind of following him around. And there's a fire pit in the middle. It's where you're seeing, it's where all the light is coming from, so you can see everything. And you're at the top of the natural chimney, your head's just poking out. You're, what's that meme? Waldo is here. Who's the, you know, that world, Leroy was
Kilroy.
Here. Kilroy, that's it. Kilroy was here. The first meme started in World War II. That's what you look like right now. Just with your head poking out, looking around.
Okay.
You can see
how many goblins do I see?
You see 2 goblins, the bugbear Clark, and a wolf.
Okay.
Yep. You see supplies. They're piles, sacks, crates, and you think they'd be pretty good cover if you were fighting around there. You might even be able to hide behind them pretty well. You see blue lines marked on them. Oh, okay. And that's what you see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I take a quick mental note of everything, and then I climb right back down.
Okay.
And then I come back down to these fellows, and I'm just like, so that's where this dude is hiding. I didn't see Gungeon up there, but definitely the bugbear is King Groll is definitely there.
Clark. King Groll is at the castle.
Oh, he's at the castle.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is
Cragmaw hideout.
Okay.
Yep. This is their plundering hideout.
So this is where they're keeping all the supplies. I'm guessing a lot of it came from Gungeon's cart. But I did not see Gungeon. I did see a big giant wolf up there, a little overfed. So we might have an issue there. However, I do.
Not gonna work again.
What's that?
Same trick ain't gonna work again.
No. So we will have to head towards.
String.
No, we could if we didn't have Olivius here, sneaking up behind him would be my suggestion. However, I am still for going straight ahead. All I saw were the 2 goblins and Glark, and I'm only going to make the assumption that there may be only 4 more goblins somewhere else. I can only say this doesn't seem like a place where there's a lot of goblins hiding. I mean, if there was, we would have noticed it by now.
Well, I mean...
We could have... I mean, it's during the day, right? Basically?
Well, it's turning in the night.
Yeah, so they might just start waking up now is unfortunately where we're at.
Crow, go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay. 15.
15. You get the feeling that with what you guys seen, you've seen a little bit over... Let me make a look at the map. You get the feeling, just from your explorations and what you do, you've seen a little bit more than maybe a third of the cavern, of the Cragmaw cavern, Cragmaw hideout. So you've explored a bit, and in that course you found 2 people in the hideout, another 2 goblins in a room, along with a leader and a wolf. And so you know that there is roughly another 2/3 left to see. And so in that course you found about 6 enemies. And if you would assume same kind of odds, maybe another 12 left. Maybe. But you also know that there's less than 20. And so,
okay.
Yeah. So, you know there's some more to romp around, take a look at. But that's kind of how you feel about things.
Okay. All right. I'm not normally one for the straight approach, but I don't want to leave Olivius here by himself, and I definitely don't want to go ahead on my own with the odds that we're facing. So my suggestion is to keep pressing forward, but cautiously. If we can, take them out quietly. I would prefer that. However, if things do get crazy, we can definitely retreat to a more narrow position to where we can funnel them in.
I agree. I've probably had my bow drawn, but I draw my bow to, like...
Into a ready position. You're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready to, you know...
Ready to throw down.
Throw down if necessary.
All right.
With something possibly quieter than a fireball. That can always come later. Geisha, to answer your question, given that we are just started, we are all level 1.
Yes.
Crow here is a rogue. I am a centaur wizard. Nass here is elf, underdark elf, wizard, dark elf, something.
Drow elf.
Drow elf.
Dark
Something.
elf. Yep.
Drow.
Drow.
What's drow?
D-R-O-W. Dark elf.
Oh,
That's the canon name for dark elves.
it
in
is
D&D.
right there.
Yeah, and Crow's just a boring human, so, you know, whatever.
And we were supposed to debut Sword Fighter
Almost
today, but...
magical rogue assassin.
well, maybe we rescue Sword Fighter from...
Yeah,
wherever.
And Sword Fighter is not a class; it's a name of a character. In case you're wondering,
Ugh.
it's a character that was going to be here tonight. But he was unable to join us. So, the next time we play, we might run into Sword Fighter, which would be
Sword Fighter the Paladin.
Sword Fighter the Paladin.
So, anyways, we were, I believe, coming to the conclusion that we are continuing
Continuing down the stream to take a look.
down the stream. Yeah.
Okay. So, you get back down there, you go past the wolves. Some of them, one of them's sleeping now. They all look pretty happy after being fed goblin flesh. It's very bloody, but I mean, there's a lot of shit down there to begin with.
Look, we're already ready for blood at this point.
Alright, so, go to by enemies beyond their reach. They're driven to frenzy with us and they yank the iron. Oh shit, good thing you didn't do that. Action release. Okay, cool.
I really want to know what we didn't do that we shouldn't have done.
Let's just say if Mass decided to go nana boo boo to the wolves, might not have worked out for him.
I would have used Earth Tremor.
Probably a good idea. Enough.
Kill them all.
Yeah.
We tried.
That an actual spell, you know, or is that just one of your testing ones that you?
No, I knew that's what I was going to use.
He's from the Underdark. He's like, I know what it's like when there's an earth tremor. You don't survive.
When he tested that, like I don't remember. I don't know if I picked them specifically for him, but it was the ones that he was tested on. He knows by heart now, just as a consequence of studying them from that day, just to be cool.
Yeah, and prior streams we actually built our characters' backgrounds with the DM. So instead of us coming to him with background built characters, we actually role played and built an entire story. So our characters have a little bit more meaning.
Like by what I wanted was when Crowwind uses his sword, it's not just a sword he bought from any old place that was made by a blacksmith. That sword was given to him by his father, and it was like made from the shitty iron of Blackwood mines, but like the best shitty iron that could be found, and by the best shitty smith that was around. And so it functions as a broadsword. There's nothing special about it.
Short.
It's got the short sword.
Yeah.
It's got the crest of Blackwood on it to his chagrin. But it was a gift from his father, and his dagger is similar to that, where it's like he's got a Blackwood white root that he found as a child, and the blade is one that he pulled out of the body of the noble after he found him dead hanging in his room. So it's like these are just tools.
And tools, like, but they have stories.
They have a story behind them. They have some meaning, and that, like, more than anything, I want every item to be rich in that kind of tapestry. I want it to have come from somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
That's what we did. And like, you could watch that on YouTube now, couldn't you?
Yep. All of our stuff. Yeah. We stream, we dual stream Twitch and YouTube at the same time because Twitch deletes videos and the compression quality is not that great. So YouTube is just like it's just there to archive.
It's the archives.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just archiving every video so that way there's a high quality version of these online that we can link to later.
Mm-hmm. So if you were interested, you could check that out. But all right. So anyway, you come down to the cave and you find that fork that you thought you saw, and it most definitely is a fork. Mass, you see pretty clearly. Let's see here. The main passage from the cave mouth climbs steeply upward, the stream plunging and splashing down its west side. In the shadows, the side passage leads west across the other side of the stream. Mass, you see this. Crow and Olivius, on the other hand, all you see is black because there aren't torches lining the other sides. You don't have any sorts of light. That's the situation you guys in. You were effectively blind. Like, you might be able to see 5 feet in front of your face, but the light sources are limited. So if you wanted to light up your way and see a bit more, you'd have to find some source of light.
Okay. Well, I don't have.
I have a cantrip.
Wait, no, I do. I have quite a few stuff actually.
Dancing lights.
Well, not even that. I actually have a.
You should have Explorer's Pack or Thieves Pack.
I have a lantern.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
So I whipped that lantern out.
All right, with that lantern. Okay.
And I'm holding it up like in concept art for RPGs, where I'm like a tiny little thing and there's this big. No, I'm kidding. So I'm just holding it. I'm just holding the lantern out. So how much further can we all see thanks to my lantern?
So now that you're looking out,
My lantern.
My Lanta. Now what is that? Like my Lanta?
It's like a.
Oh, my Lanta.
I forgot. I think it's like.
Oh, Sequoia says it a lot.
Yeah, it's a commercial. I forget what it is. It's some elderly care product. But continue.
All right. So, to the right of the fork, you can see that there's a bridge suspended. Not suspended. Just a short bridge, but it's like, again, the walls are like 20, 30 feet high.
I was gonna say suspension bridges and caves and these things. I'm like, I don't know if I want to cross that.
It's just a built bridge, a pathway connecting two areas, and let me see what else you can. Stream passage continues up beyond another set of uneven steps ahead, bending eastward as it goes. A waterfall sounds out from a large cavern somewhere ahead of you. A rickety bridge spans the passage connecting 2 tunnels. That's about 20 feet above the stream. And let me see if there's anything else.
And I just so you guys know, that's the sound of the waterfall is where this hideout leader is. So if you guys want to head in that direction, we go follow that. Otherwise, we can just continue exploring the cave because that's.
Well, not exactly from 8 is where the waterfall comes from. You can just hear it really well.
Yeah, I know. I figured as much, but it's like close enough that we'd be able to find it. I'm sure they would see us.
Yeah, in the shadows of the ceiling to the north, you can just make out the dim shape of a rickety bridge of wood and rope, crossing over the passage ahead of you. Another passage intersects this one 20 feet above the floor. That's what it's being connected to. So you got left and right, and for the steep passage is pretty uneven. Let's see here. 5 minutes to notice goblin guard. Oh, okay. Hold on here. They carry any light or don't use stealth if they approach the bridge. Go ahead and roll a d20, Crow.
Oh, sure. 17.
17. Okay, so we're gonna retroactively say that you're being stealthy with that lantern of yours. You light it up.
It's a thieves. It's a thieves lantern.
Thieves lantern.
It's not. I just came up with that. It's a thieves' lantern.
You light it up, but you hold your hand over it such that the light illuminates where you've already been and not where you are going.
Well, no, and to make you understand, kind of like when I light lanterns, I do it in a way where I can obscure it, just so that way I could see where I'm going without being like,
yeah.
Hey everyone.
Despite the fact that you said that you were holding up high like in concept art.
Yeah, forget that part. That was a joke. I obscuring it.
More of his rogue sleuth.
But as you are slowly and cautiously lighting things around, you see the bridge, and you also see that there's a goblin guarding that bridge. But luckily for you, you're being super stealthy. Retcon.
Saved by the dice. This time.
Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna make that we're gonna roll for that goblin.
Okay.
I'm in trouble.
Uh-oh.
What?
I dropped the D20 into the couch.
Oh no.
Alright, so even though you're stealthy and it's a lantern and you're super sneak man, a light's a light.
Yeah, I figured as much.
I got a light.
I know you were like hoping I'd roll a little less than 17.
But here's the thing. He doesn't know it's particularly an intruder.
Right.
It could have just been another of his party. And so he calls out.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And where's my thing? I need a name. Geisha, give me a name for this goblin.
I don't know.
If you're listening, and we'll give you like 10 seconds.
Well, you got to give more 7 seconds
7
away.
seconds. But Biddy or Geisha, whoever gets there first. I just want a name for this goblin. Or maybe I'll just name it Biddy.
Name it. I don't know.
Not allowed to kill off your friends who aren't here.
Yeah. Well, Biddy's not here.
Oh, Biddy's not here?
No.
Oh, he must have just said hi. In that case, we're going to name it Bidor.
Okay.
The Bidor.
So he's calling out.
Actually, not that goblin calls out, and he calls out Bidor? Is that... Well, actually, you don't understand him.
Right. I was gonna say I can't understand him.
You hear something that lands out, and you know what? Let's just say it hasn't been that long. Comprehend languages last about an hour, and it only took you about. Actually, you did take a quick rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
I'm gonna say it's still lingering enough, but Mass, you get the feeling like this goblin is calling out to his compatriot. Perhaps one of the guards that at the front of the cave, and you've got maybe 5 or 10 seconds to act and figure out what you're gonna do about the situation.
Oh.
I just grunt really loudly because I have no. Unless you guys want to say something. No.
I'm gonna leave it there.
That's pretty good. Go ahead and roll.
I just go. Ugh. 10.
I'm gonna say that's not gonna do it. He calls again. He calls that. Actually, let me take a look at your thing real quick.
That's funny. You're funny.
Oh my god.
Sometimes it takes me a minute to comprehend what's all going on.
I'm like 5 seconds. Here I go.
Wait,
it's confusing enough to like anybody who's guarding. Like,
okay, so
I have undercommon. Maybe I try again.
how well do you feel like you mimicked what you heard Fredrul going on about when you were interrogating him?
Fairly enough. I'm very. That's actually like one of the things I like doing is mimicking.
That is true.
I like mimicking voices.
Go ahead and roll that d20 one more
Okay,
time.
just to see. All right. Oh yeah, I don't do it to 8. Totally don't make it. It's not good enough. My impression is just like me trying to do an Irish accent, but it comes out like Scottish, clearly.
It's not enough to waver this. It's not. He's not satisfied at all. There probably wasn't much that you could do to satisfy him. He'd want to see his friend if they were coming up with a light, especially because it's weird because they got dark vision. But
Just like,
let's see here. Anyway, the eastern folk hands there, so there's
so.
Okay, go ahead and I need to roll.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. He was there, and now he's not.
What do you mean? Like he disappeared?
It seemed like it.
Oh, so like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Olivius, could you see if we can? I'm going to really show my lantern out there so we could really see what's in this cave. And if you see this goblin, can you put an arrow between its eyes?
I will certainly give it my best.
Give it your best shot. All right. So can I do that?
Yeah, you light up
cool?
the cavern, and you just see the bridge there. You don't see the goblin. What you hear some shouting, and you hear some pounding. It seems frantic. You guys probably want to do something quickly.
Oh.
Do you want to retreat back, guys, or what do you want to do?
Like, time is of the essence.
Yeah, I'm trying to think real quick.
It seems like the stream is rising a little bit.
Oh.
Like there's more water being supplied to it.
Okay.
And it's rising with alarming rapidity.
Yeah, I say we go back towards
towards the street.
All right, back toward the.
If it's
where the
flooding, should we
wolves
move
are.
forward though?
Hmm?
If it's flooding behind us where the stream is, shouldn't we continue forward?
Yeah, I want to move away from the flood.
No, so the stream is flowing out, and so it's the water is rising. You guys are currently standing at the fork, more or less, and the water is rising up, and it's starting to, like, you're on the path on the right side, and the stream is like right there. The water is rising up and starting to come onto your path, and so you could cross the stream and go up the steep leadway up to your left, which you're not sure where that goes, or you could move back to the kennel, and that seemed like that was pretty steep up too, or you could just try and move all the way out, but that's kind of, or you could just go forward. You could try rushing forward, but
all right, let's rush forward, you guys. What do you think? Because you're gonna have trouble getting up all these steep areas, and it's up to you. I vote rush forward. What do you guys vote?
Well, since Crow would probably rush forward before we'd have a chance to discuss, I vote that we follow him.
all right.
Yeah.
Exciting. Let's see here.
Sorry we took so long to answer because we were confused as to where we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to put an arrow in that but
I was trying to figure out the setting. Cause like if the,
yeah, we were.
I'm thinking waterfall, not stream. I'm sorry.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. That's why I was like, it was like
it's
time is of the essence, and I'm
waterfalling-
like, wait, I don't even know where I'm at right now.
Everybody roll for initiative.
All right.
Yay! I got a 10.
Alright, that was a 17. I saw it move, but not in your favor. I got 11. Come on, get a 12.
3.
That
Three.
was jinx.
Sorry, man.
Get a 12.
So Olivia's got 10. I got 11, and he got 3.
Yeah, I got 3.
Okay. Obvious. And then I wonder if Crow has any.
Do I have what?
Oh wow, you have +4 to initiative. You have 15, and then
I do.
11. Okay. So.
I don't know why all of a sudden I'm whistling Raiders, but anyways.
Because we're running through the cavern.
True. I guess a little bit of that, yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
you hear frantic noises coming from above, and Crow, you get to move first, so you're rushing forward. As you do so, the water rises up into the path, and it's like a couple of inches. It's not slowing you down, but it's like, seeing as you're going up and there's still more water coming, it's concerning. So you're trying to make your way up as fast as possible. You run all the way and you arrive to where you see kind of like a reservoir room. It's called the Twin Pools Cave. This cavern is half filled with 2 large pools of water. A narrow waterfall high in the eastern wall feeds the pool, which drains out the western end of the chamber to form the stream that flows out of the cave mouth below. Low fieldstone walls serve as dams holding the water in. A wide exit stands to the south, while 2 smaller passages lead west. The sound of the waterfall echoes through the cavern, making it difficult to hear. You can see 3 goblins, well actually 4, and they're going to town on the dam. And from where you are, you can see you're in the way still, but they're not finished yet. And you're pretty much at the mouth of the, like, you're looking at the dam in front of you. And they are like on top of it with like rocks and sticks, and they're just banging this thing, trying to break it apart. I have to make sure I'm doing this. Yes. So there are 4 goblins. Cool. Yeah. Cool. And that's where you are, Crow. And you see the goblins, and they're doing their best to rip this dam down. It's all creatures in the tunnel. Danger as well as
So they're far away from me?
They're not too far away from you.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
They're maybe 10 feet above you. Yeah. Maybe 15.
Okay.
And oh, jeez.
What's wrong?
Just making sure that I'm doing this right. Look out near if I start not doing my sports. Okay, yeah. So, Olivius and Mass rush forward as well. I know Olivius follows Crow. Mass, what do you do?
I use Frostbite. It's a 60-foot range.
Okay.
Interesting.
To do what?
Part of me felt like I would be attacking one of the goblins, but it seemed like, I don't know, it would be cooler to try to slow down the leaks in the dam.
Okay.
I'd go, well, I mean, you can do whatever.
Let's say, okay, let's say let's say you run and you're pretty much, you're behind Crow, who has the lantern, who has lit the stage.
Question.
Yeah.
Because I would be going technically I should be going before Mass, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, being a centaur, I should be a little bit faster, correct?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So, in theory, I could run up and into the midst of the goblins trying to break down this dam wall.
Well, they're up pretty high on the dam wall.
Okay, so we're at the bottom of the dam wall. They're up high. Okay.
So to paint the word picture for you, there is where Crow is standing. He can see there's a fork maybe 15 feet in front of him. To the left is where the stream is coming from, coming over the dam. To the right is more stairs upwards. He can see on top of the dam there is 3 goblins going to town on it. The 4th one might be further in, working on things. But they're trying to tear down that where the stream is coming from to flood the cave. Everybody's still in the way of this flood if it happens, where you are right now.
Okay.
As a centaur, if you make a dash for it, you might be able to dash into the room, like instead of going up to the stream. And where the stream is, there's a dam that's about 15 feet high where the goblins are on top. You could go to the right, up the stairs, and into the room where they are, avoiding the path of the flood. And into that room where you might be able to do something.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a roll. Just because you're in a cave, it's not well lit, and you're a centaur.
Yeah. 18.
18. Yeah, you do that. You gallop, and you make your way into the room, and you've reached the twin pools thing, which I've described. Half filled with large 2 pools of water. You see the waterfall. You see the 3 goblins, and you see the 4th goblin even starting to work on the 2nd pool. So both of these pools can be torn down to flood the cave. So they're just trying their best to flood you guys. What would you like to do?
Okay. How far away are... So there's a group of 3 goblins at the one pool, correct?
On top of the dam.
Okay.
Yes. And you're, like, in the room, since you went up the stairs, you are now level with them on the ground.
And how far away are they from me?
15, 20 feet. Not far.
Okay. I am going to... You know what? I have my bow drawn still.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and shoot an arrow at the group of 3. Or one of the group of 3.
Okay. Hold on 1 second here.
Okay.
Hey, is that that pencil from the mystery house in Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I held on to it.
Nice.
I just kept it in my pack, which is what... But I like it. It's lasted me so far, and I can't find where my ink pen went, so this is what I'm using now. All right. You can see those 3 goblins, and they're just... 2 of them are like... they heard you coming, so they're still working because they feel like there's more. But 2 of them are turned around looking at you while they're still trying to, like, smash the wall out. The one is still concerned. Which one do you want to shoot at?
The one that's, like, still completely focused on the wall.
Okay. Let me also bring up where these fucking goblin stats are. Those are magical items. These are... Here they are. Goblin.
All right.
Okay. So I should hold that there. Okay, go ahead and roll that d20 to attack.
Okay. 8.
8. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. It whizzes by, hits the wall, and falls, breaks the arrow, and it falls to the left side of the dam. You now got the attention of that one goblin who was working. They're all still frantically kind of working, but they're all looking at you. And the fourth one has kind of turned his attention towards you. Okay, Mass, what's your plan?
At this point, I use Frostbite to freeze the fourth one.
What about the dam?
So with what you can move,
Fourth goblin.
you get up to where Crow is, where you can see the 3 goblins on top of the dam, but you can't see. You're not in the Twin Pools room.
Yeah, you're not where Olivius is right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We have to get up there
See
first.
this. Oh.
There's a set of stairs there, right?
But if you wanted to go, yeah, there are stairs, but that's kind of where you two guys are. Like, you are right there, kind of in front of the dam. And Olivius, let me tell you what. Like, you can target with Frostbolt. Let me take a look at that.
Frostbite or Frostbolt?
Frostbite, or what is it? Fog Cloud, Magic, Precipitation, Shield, Tensors, Thunder Wave. Oh, I'm looking at Olivia's shit. I need masses. There we go. Frostbite. Numbing frost form on one creature that you can see within range. The target must make a Constitution saving throw. For it to take 1d6 full damage. Okay, so you can target one of the goblins on top of the dam. That's the position that you're in. You can choose to pick one of the goblins. You have one on the left side of the dam, and then you have 2 on the right side.
And don't forget, can he also run up there too? Not fast enough.
His running got you to where you were running.
Okay.
I'm a horse, or half a horse.
Is
So I'm
Orlok
faster running, which is why I got farther than
Sure,
2 of you.
elves are speedy and agile. Like, I'm a whole magical creature here, but okay.
Well, what you can do is, instead of like moving and acting, you can choose to do a dash. And I'd make you roll for like footing, but I'd give you an advantage for having dark vision and being able to clearly see where you're going. You just wouldn't be able to do anything once you got into the room.
So it's up to you.
I'll do the long range attack.
Okay, so you're going for the frostbite.
And Warlock is a class, just to answer your question.
Yeah. So with that, you don't have to roll because unlike last time, you could see where those goblins are. Which one are you aiming for?
The one by itself on the left.
On the left. Okay. So you hold out your hand, and the stream, part of it, starts to freeze in the middle, and that slowly, but actually not slowly, quickly rises up on top of the dam where there are cracks coming out, and it rises up through the dam and kind of slows the leaks that are coming through, and as it does, it reaches the goblin on the left side, and Constitution saving throw. So he rolls a d20, and he rolled a 5, which is not going to do it. Failed save, the target takes 1d6 cold damage and has disadvantage. So he has 1d6 damage. Go ahead and roll 1d6, Jameer.
D6. 6 sides.
Yep.
Okay. 5.
Nice.
Okay. So that ice, the frostbite that's been rising up through the water and through the dam, freezes that goblin's feet, and you can see it rising up through his legs, and he is scared. As his attention was on Olivius at first, he kind of turns around towards you now that he sees what's happening, and is just kind of horrified. So he is just not in great shape, and that's your turn, and it is back to Crow.
Okay. And to answer your question, Geisha, yes, Gnome is right. As a matter of fact, with D&D, you can make up a race. Like
So, like,
it's a complete, like, you can have a game where the DM has like, okay, these are the only races you can play, but for the most part, you can literally come up with anything.
what I did was
D20.
I'm probably gonna need it.
I went to I know how to make a character. Like, if you gave me a character sheet, like, I could use a player's handbook or whatever, and I could make a character on paper. There's a lot of tools online for making characters, and for some people, like, that's a fun experience to go through and figure out the math and roll dice, and like, you can have a party and do it. But I know my friends, and I know that if I didn't make it pretty straightforward, shit wasn't gonna get done. So I distilled things down to a couple of questions. Like, what race do you want to be? What class do you want to be? What do you want to be good at? What do you want to be bad at? And with that, I made their characters for them. So they had, and then we did the background role play, which further cemented their character and gave them like some meaning and some different traits. Like, one of the things I never had for Crowwind until we did the role play was that he's just fucking really good at climbing, because that's what he spent his childhood doing. So it's like, whenever something where there's climbing involved, unless he rolls like a nat fail, I'm probably gonna let him do it. Yeah, there's a lot of homebrew out there just to do whatever, and there's a lot of like official races. I use a website called OrcPub, and they have a really good character builder, and they have import options for homebrew stuff or legitimate things. They just have to use the open license game rules and things, because Wizards of the Coast is but
Very
literally
protected.
any race, there's probably a homebrew with like 5 different sources of different homebrews ready for you to make, and then if it's not there, you can just make it up yourself. And that takes a little bit more understanding of like how characters work and where the bonuses go, but there's a lot of resources out there. How do you like every time I move, the camera moves?
Well, that's what I'm trying. Like, I keep adjusting. It's all right. All right. Anyway, so
what do you want to do, Crow?
Okay, so would it be okay if I climbed up this rickety dam and I grab one of the goblins as I'm climbing up and like pull him off so I can get up? Would it be an option?
No, yeah. So what you can do is that ice that Mass made is a really decent handhold.
Sweet.
So you can scale that pretty easily and pretty quickly. And when you get to the top, you can make an attempt to grab one of the goblins and throw them down and see what happens.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Okay.
Because I think that would be sweet if I'm just like,
yeah.
It's a 15-foot fall. That's at least you're getting disability.
There's rules. there's try and true rules for this. Fall damage, D&D.
And if he doesn't die, Mass has got a free target. Just like came to the wrong neighborhood. Or I don't know if you just like drop a fireball.
Have any?
It'd be cool if you knew wrestling moves and you could just like suplex. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Yeah.
I
so
like wrestling.
what you're gonna have to do is make a I'm trying to think of what this would be. I'm gonna call it a strength versus dexterity.
Okay.
What's your... Yeah, because you're trying to grab... Actually, you know what? With its Crow, you could probably roll... Describe to me exactly how you're going to do this.
So I'm going to climb up to the top, and as I reach to get over the... to basically climb up to... You know how you would get up top, pull yourself up or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Well, instead of pulling myself completely up, I grab one of the goblins by the back of their belt and just fucking yank them off.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to do, because I already know like I could get up there pretty easily, but I want to take one of these bastards down.
All right. Go ahead and roll a d20.
All right, here I go. 15.
15. Yeah. So, without even missing a beat, you scale basically the ice ladder that Mass has created.
Thanks, man.
You get up to the top, and because the two goblins on the right are distracted by Olivius when he just brushed in there and shot an arrow at him, they're caught on pretty unawares. And so you reach up and you grab the closest one up to the right of you, and you throw him straight down. And he falls 15 feet, which, let's see here, where's my roller? There it is. D6, 3, 2. And he takes 4 damage from that fall, and lands right on his back. He is he's now prone, and he is not well off.
No, I didn't figure as
He's
much.
he's what's the rule for? There used to be a thing, I think it's 3.5 edition. It was bloodied if they had less than half their hit points. He'd be bloodied.
It's like if you imagine falling off of like a 2nd-story balcony
Yeah.
onto your back.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that did him some pretty bad damage.
Plus, if you had the wind knocked out of him, oof, that's not
Yeah.
a good place.
So he is on the ground there in front of Mass. Well, no, yeah, Mass is like there, and the other goblin sees you coming up there, and now his attention is like he is pinned. He's got you on his left. He's got Olivius at his back, and his friend is freezing to death. His other friend has been thrown over the dam. He's gonna try and run. Let's see here.
Yay, intimidation!
More like, oh shit. Oh shit. Well, I mean, flooding the cave is a pretty smart thing even for a goblin, but yeah, we don't fuck around with this crew. Does not fuck around. Although that I don't know. Like, I think the most surprising thing is us charging, which I actually enjoy because I feel like
That was pretty interesting.
yeah.
That was a good job. That goblin, one of their skills, as they're pretty low to the ground and are stealthy by nature, they have disengage as a bonus action, which allows them to move
course they do.
away from an opponent without taking attack of opportunity. So he disengages with you, Crow, as he's so close, or you're so close to him, and hops. There's some stepping stones that lead to the dam bridge, maybe some structures, natural or not, probably stalagmites that have been cut down to act as stepping points. And he starts skipping across those, trying to basically rally up with the other, maybe, actually not running, he's just running for the back of the cave. He's probably trying to get help from where you know is the room with the bugbear in it. So he starts running in that direction. He's maybe halfway there. The one who's frozen looks toward him and yells and looks a little betrayed. Okay, there's that one. That goblin who is frozen is gonna try and attack you, Crow.
Okay.
But
His feet is planted.
his feet are planted, and he also has disadvantage, if I'm not incorrect.
That's okay.
13, 10. Yeah, he tries, but all you have to do is take like one step away, and he can't reach you because his feet are planted, and he's looking. He's looking very sad with his situation right now. It's like he's realizing the shit that he's in, but he can see it happening while it's happening, and he's like, you know, the goblins are like black-hearted, and but he didn't expect to go out like this. He feels like they're like somebody's just going to like shoot him at point blank range, and he's not. He's very frustrated. The goblin at 4 is also gonna try and run away, seeing just the shit that's happening, and he basically teams up with the other goblin that got halfway there. He's a little bit ahead of him, and they're rushing towards the back of the cave, up the stairs, trying to get up the stairs. It is now Olivia's turn. Yes.
Okay. So I can still see both of the goblins from where I am, correct?
Yes.
Okay. How do I want to mess them up? Okay. I am going to throw a firebolt at the goblin in the lead.
Okay.
D20?
I think a D10.
What do you have to do for that? That is... Let me look you up.
So firebolt is cantrip, so I think I can just...
Yeah, you can just do that. But... Do you have the spell description in front of you?
You hurl a mote of fire at a creature or object within range, and range I think is 120 feet.
Yeah. Okay. So make a range attack roll.
Okay. Says 1d10, correct? Or do I need to do something else first?
Oh, a d20.
D20?
This is your 2-hit.
Okay.
Yep.
14.
14. Let me see if you have any armor class. 1d6. Rainbow. Yeah, that firebolt goes right over his head. It singes some of his wiry goblin hair, but it does not connect.
Whew. That was a good roll too. The goblin did like a saving throw or something.
Well, the goblins have an armor class of 15.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
And
I see what you're. Yeah, that's good.
let me. I feel like there should be a way to bump that up. Spell attack bonus. You know what? I'm gonna add your spell attack bonus because I think that's what's supposed to happen. I'm gonna say you hit.
Okay.
Because fuck it. Firebolt, firebolt, firebolt. What's the damage on that bad boy?
Lightning bolt.
On a
Well, I
hit,
do
the
have a
target
thunder
takes
shock, but I have to be closer for that.
1d10 fire damage. Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and roll 1d10.
5.
5. Yeah, you light that guy up pretty good. And he's on fire. And he's starting to scream.
What the fuck? The guy over there is just like, I'm frozen.
It's like the one who's frozen kind of looks over at that and he was like, he doesn't know if that'd be good or bad.
Like,
but he's like, maybe I'd get loose, maybe I'd do something. But yeah, that guy's on fire. And let's see. Supposed to have an increased bonus. Flammable object hit by the spell ignites if it isn't being worn or carried. Oh no, he's just, yeah, he's on fire, but it's magical fire, and so it goes out, I guess. I guess
you look so disappointed. I guess.
It's dumb. It says it's like if it hits a flammable object, then the object is set on fire unless it's being worn. I'm like, I guess it needs to be a spell damage spell, but I don't think you add anything to that.
You're not like World War II flamethrower screams.
It's not just on fire. Yeah, but it hurts them real bad.
Right.
Okay, and you want to move anywhere?
Well, you're in the advantage to take out that other goblin that's also running.
One of your traits is
I don't think you can attack, but I don't know.
I guess I could trample the one that's like covered in ice because the other two are running across the stepping stone kind of things, aren't they?
Well, no, they're past the stepping stones on like the flat part of the room, headed towards the natural carved out stairs that lead up to the bugbear cavern. So they're trying to run there to get help. You are pretty close to them. I'd say maybe 10 feet away.
Oh.
If you made a run, you might be able to head them off.
I do that.
Okay.
I didn't realize they were kind of headed my way.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're not too far away from you. Do you want to dash and into
Trample?
one of them?
Yes.
Trample? Yeah. Okay, go ahead and roll that d20.
12.
12. Okay. So you rear up and dash towards them, and how does trample fucking work? Go ahead and that was a roll to see. I don't know how dash works. I think it's supposed to double your speed and make you go, like that's your whole action for the turn. The way I'm doing it right now is you rolled to see if you're successful at dashing and you didn't fall down. So now that you are galloping towards these guys, now you can make an attack roll to try and trample. You want to trample the one who is on fire or the one who isn't?
Let's go for... Do we know how many... So I did 5 damage.
You did 5 damage to the one, yes.
Yeah. How many... Do I know how many hit points it takes to kill a goblin? Am I allowed to know that?
You know that if you hit this goblin, you'd be very surprised. The one that you damaged, you'd be very surprised if he would stay alive.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go for the one that's wounded.
Okay. So go ahead and roll that d20.
Oh, D20?
Yep.
5.
5. Yeah, you go to trample on him, but you just going pretty fast and he's pretty small. So you try stepping on him, but he kind of evades your feet and you get over and past them, and you're now blocking their way towards the stairs.
This can only end well.
All right, it's Jameer's turn.
And yeah, it's Jameer's turn.
Can I use my crossbow?
You have
A longbow?
Yes, I
was
believe you
crossbow
have.
proficient.
You gonna shoot that guy who's laying on the ground?
I believe you have.
Yeah,
a longbow.
I don't have any offensive
Yeah, you have a longbow.
stuff really.
You have a longbow. Yep.
Okay.
And then what's your? Let's take a look at your cantrips real quick. You have frostbite. Yeah, frostbite's a cantrip. That's offensive. True strike is a buff. Minor illusion is what that is, and then dancing lights is also kind of illusion. You could use frostbite again, but you could use you could go for the longbow too. That's pretty good. You'd have a good shot with that, I'd say.
Alright, I used the longbow.
Okay.
Even though he's right in front of me. Because I'm petty. 10.
10? Geez, you must be out of practice, because, well, actually, no, you know what? You have advantage because he's prone. Go ahead and roll again.
13.
13, okay. With your attack bonus, that boosts you to 16, and, you go ahead and pull that goddamn arrow back. Go ahead and roll 1d8.
There's a D8. Come here, D8.
3.
3. That arrow goes right through that goblin's head, and he was writhing around a little bit, trying to get his breath back. He ain't moving no more. Well, actually, he would be a little bit because of like what the death signals.
The nervous system.
He's got an arrow in his nervous system.
Yeah. He he flails just a little bit onto the stream and just starts floating down the stream out the cave.
Right to the wolves so they can have a second breakfast.
Shit. Okay, what you want to do? You want to move somewhere?
Move up into the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you move up to the room and you are you are now surrounding the rest of the goblins. Crow, you got that one frozen just across from you. He's not going anywhere. And then the two are in the middle of the cave. They were trying to escape with their head off, and you got them in a triangle, basically. Crow, it is your turn again.
All right. So the one that's frozen, because I'm already up there.
Yep.
The one that's frozen, it's just his feet are frozen to the ground.
Yes.
So I feel like I don't need to use my weapon, but also that might not be a good thing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kick this goblin square in the chest, where its feet is still anchored to the ground. Because if anything is frozen to the ground, I'm assuming its feet will break off and it will die.
Let me look up on.
But I want to do it so that way they can see it happen, so the other two goblins can see it and be like, "Oh shit! Oh shit! These guys are real."
You want a 300 this guy?
I want a 300 this guy. Is it something I can do? If not, it's fine. I can just pull my knife out and stab him, kind of boringly, but that's fine. I mean, it's safe.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, go ahead and roll a d20.
All right, I can't wait to see what this one's gonna do. 3.
3. So it's nobody's looking at you, which like kind of defeats the purpose of what you're trying to go for anyway. And you go to kick this guy in his face, but again, the top of his dam is frozen. So you slip a little bit, and you don't like. Thankfully, again, not like whereas first you were hoping people were watching so you could see this badass thing you're about to do. Now you're happy that they weren't watching, and because you slip and you miss this kick completely. I mean, it's frozen to the ground. It's kind of embarrassing, but you do recover, so you don't fall down or anything. But you miss your kick. But that brings you close enough for an attack of opportunity by that goblin, and he is going to try and attack you. Let's see, what's he gonna do? He's got a little sword. Let's see here. We'll roll a d20. What's your AC?
Oh, I just closed it. My bad.
I can bring it up.
It is 15.
It is 15.
Yes.
Again, you're pretty close. He takes that scimitar and he slashes at your back because you're still recovering and you're kind of swerving around. That's 1d6 plus 2. Let's see here. There's that d6. Got you. He does 3 damage to you.
Oh. 3 damage.
How many hit points do you have?
I'm trying to figure that out. Where is the hit points?
It's there.
7.
7, yeah. So you're at 4 hit points.
Okay.
Okay. So
Is that the end of my move?
you can move away, or where you're in a pretty good position, but
I can't attack again.
no. It is the goblins' turns. That goblin Crow is he's going to take an opportunity. He had a stick, a pretty big stick that he was using to break the dam. He has turned that onto his own feet to break himself loose, and he does so successfully.
Okay.
But he is going to take his chances running away, and the best path for that is jumping down. he's gonna try and jump down, and what happens to him? Character deliberately jumps up, man, slipping and falling, damage sustained, but the first 1d6 is non-lethal damage. So let's take a look and see what happens to him. D6. Jeez. Just in the position that he was in, he jumps down and he hits the water, but it's only like 3 feet deep. It looks like he hits pretty hard, but and you can't tell if he dies or not. You'd assume he wasn't in great shape, but you're in the middle of a battle. So he jumps off, he hits the water, and the water, like the one that died, is taking him out of the cave.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll call it a win.
Stop closing.
Nick, being cornered by those other 2 goblins, they draw their bows and they're going to make attacks on you.
Okay. What am I rolling or anything, or just?
What is your AC?
12.
12. Okay. They are so goddamn surprised and outmatched that they're fumbling at their bows. They're trying to draw their arrows, but they're all thumbs. One doesn't even really get it strung up. It kind of just falls out of his hand. The other one gets it drawn back, but it's way off its target. And you're a good 15 feet away, so it's not a challenging shot, but anyone who like normally might be okay, but they're just so scared and in the middle of adrenaline that they're not able to do what they normally do, and so they miss you completely. That's their turn. And now it's Olivius's turn again.
Okay. So I should be pretty close to these 2 remaining goblins, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I want to rear up and stomp on one, the one that's I've already hit injured.
Okay.
And cast Firebolt again at the other one.
Okay. It's technically 2. I'm gonna say it's okay. Go ahead and roll a d20 for that rearing.
Okay.
It's kind of badass, actually.
8. So
8.
Probably miss.
Again, these fuckers are slippery. And I guess it's just like just them being goblins. It's like they're small and you're big, and there's a lot of places that they can be that you just aren't. And so he evades you. Go ahead and roll that d20 again for the attack on the other goblin.
19.
19. All right. So being only about 10 feet away, you extend your hand towards the other goblin, and that fireball just comes blazing out, hits him square in the chest. Go ahead. Was it 1d6?
I thought a
d10.
D10,
right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll that 1d10.
Oops, if I don't, 3.
3. Okay, yeah, it hits him. Does him some pain. Yep. It is now Mass's turn.
He's still downstairs.
No, you moved up.
Yeah, he
Into
moved
the
up.
room, right?
Oh, he did? Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he
you're
shot
in the room.
one goblin in the face and then he went up.
Sweet.
So what are you doing?
Wait. There's only one left, right? Nobody's
No, there's
left.
2 left.
There's 2. They're pretty close to Olivius. One is directly in front of Olivius. The other one is about 5 feet behind, or 5 feet ahead of Olivius. You are about 20 feet away from with them as a group at the entrance of that opening. And you have Crow to your left, who you didn't pay much attention, but you feel like you did something foolish.
It wasn't really foolish. It was a good idea. I just ended up, by the fate of the dice, I failed horribly.
I mean, you rolled a 3. You have +6 to dexterity. That was the roll I was giving you, but like anything, like you could have gotten like 9 or more, you would have been fine. But
it happens.
I guess I use or wait, do I have to? I don't know what's happening now. Do I have to power up the comprehend language spell?
I don't think there's any arguing with these guys at this point.
Oh no, because I know this is over with at this point when we're moving into the honey. I'm still thinking honey badger.
Oh, you're thinking ahead. We got to do the battle now.
Yeah. Well, and I'll answer that right now. Is like you can use it, but you're gonna burn a slot on it.
Yeah.
So instead of being able to prepare it like you did last time, like the noise that's happening right now, it's not alerting them enough to like come look, but it's enough to put them on edge, and so they know something's happening. They're probably going to come out there. So pretty soon, but not immediately. But yeah, you can think about that in a minute. Okay. But because you guys are being pretty loud around here,
I didn't want to hit a time limit like, oh, you have to wait till you use it.
Actually, this is the room where the waterfall is. And that's going to be pretty loud. So maybe they don't know what's going on just yet.
I mean, he was talking in the third person and yelling.
Monologuing.
Yeah. So, yeah, they still don't know you're coming because the waterfall is hiding the scuffle. So, yeah, you might have some time. But you probably want to solve the little issues you got right now.
Absolutely.
Okay, what you want to do?
So I use, I don't know. Hope
you want to use magic, or you want to use, because your freezing spell is basically like you can use that all day.
Right, it's a stun, but it doesn't have damage.
No, it does
right?
It does damage.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you did like 5 damage to that guy.
I don't remember why we made you so good with the longbow.
Right, I was like, I'm magical, but I'll probably end up using weapons anyways because
you know what?
Better.
You have really high dexterity for a wizard, and that's part of what goes into it. I think I also gave you proficiency with the longbow because it's like your only goddamn weapon. So yeah, you could go with the longbow, or you could go with like the because you see both of them. The frostbite's guaranteed damage. Well, no, it's not guaranteed. It's a Constitution saving throw on them. Right? Comprehend frostbite. Okay. Yeah, they have a Constitution saving throw, so you don't even have to roll. You can just do it, and then they have to succeed. On a failed save, the target takes 1d6 damage, and on a failed save, yeah. And then spell's damage increases by 1/6 when you reach. Even on the next weapon skill attack rolls at the end of the next turn. Yeah, it doesn't go into detail about. Sometimes they'll take half damage if they don't succeed, but yeah. So not guaranteed damage with frostbite. So yeah, you got your bow and you got frostbite. What you want to do?
I'm gonna use the bow.
Okay, go ahead and roll that d20.
1.
Oh jeez.
This time I won't feel bad if I had to pull the arrow out.
Yeah. Because jeez. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Is you pull that arrow back and Olivius is just in close proximity. He's downrange. And you fire that arrow. But let's just say it whizzes past.
Because he's a horse, it just grazes him, right?
It whizzes past his face. Actually, no, it wouldn't. It whizzes past his leg. That's more like it, because you'd be aiming for the goblins. So it grazes your leg, Olivius. You take 1 damage.
You're such a
Remind
jerk.
me to smack you upside the head later.
This time, I don't feel bad. I'll help you.
And how much HP do you have, Olivius?
You
Not a lot.
have me marked down for 8.
8. Okay. So you're down to 7 now. And don't worry, you have a trait that's going to give you plus 1 HP every time you level up, in addition to the hit points you normally get. So if you survive, you're going to get harder to kill for a wizard. And maybe you'll get some armor at some point, but it's going to be expensive. Okay, that was the Master's turn. Crow, it's back to you.
All right. So I'm not.
Save me from this
I'm going to.
pit of
I'm going to go
mediocrity.
attack the 2 that are remaining,
Okay.
and I'm going to use my dagger.
Okay. Are you attacking the one that's further away from Olivius or closer to him?
Furthest.
Okay. He is still... They're still looking at Olivius, so this counts as a sneak attack. And that means... What, DM?
Means a sneak attack.
You have advantage over enemy.
Sneak attack.
Within 5 feet.
It's like one of my main. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't think...
1d6 extra damage on attack.
Damage not quite- Well, go ahead and roll that d20. Let's see if you hit him to begin with.
Okay. 18.
18. Yeah. Go ahead and roll that that d6 2 times.
All right. 5. Hold on, I just want to roll it again. 4.
4. Yeah, you take your dagger and you dig it right into his goddamn neck. A little bit of blood starts gurgling out.
I tell you, man, I make a mistake. I come back because I'm like, fuck, I'm glad no one saw that.
And without even having to do much, the goblin just kind of falls down, and the dagger comes out with his as his limp body falls away, and blood
I'm just like,
pouring
nothing
out to the
personal,
ground.
kid. No, okay. Nothing personal, kid. Sorry.
I'm trying to think of how I can reward or punish that.
Don't. I don't want any reward or punishment for that. I just want to say it to myself.
He rolls around and looks you in the eye, and he says, like, I get it. And dies.
He goes, I get that reference.
All right. That last goblin is he is what is it? Fucking nimble escape. Going to disengage or hide.
That
action.
dice, what's the lowest and highest you can get? Well, it's a D20, so it's 20-sided. So D being for dice, and the number at the end being for how many sides it has. So we have a D6, a D10.
That was a D12.
So that's a D12, and this is a D10.
Yes.
That's a D8, a
And a
D4, a D20, and those are the dice we currently have. There's actually another one.
There's
I think they've made a 100-sided die, but
So
that's
you-
just silly.
You know what,
it's
I've
hard
seen
to
it-
roll too because
Yes.
it rolls forever. And
Because
then
it's almost round at
'cause
that
it's
point.
almost round. Yep. And then there's an infinity-sided die in Gravity Falls. That one was cool. Okay, so the last goblin, the one that you did set on, well, you set both of them on fire.
The one I set on fire first.
The last one who's not quote unquote dead, is gonna use his nimble escape to disengage with you. He basically runs under your legs. And he's just slippery. He's just a goblin. He just runs away, and he's running, and he's running up to the top of the stairs. And you can see Olivius. He's taken in breath to shout over the din of the waterfall. Go ahead and roll that d20. You're acting on instinct.
6.
6.
The fireball goes whizzing above his head, and it's like, oh, is there a problem?
Yeah, it just doesn't. Yeah, it misses. and he shouts and he's like, "Alarm!
Alarm!
Alarm! Alarm!"
That is not what I heard. I heard. Never mind.
Mass, you wanna try and finish off this guy who just set everybody off?
Maybe this time.
Do
Not
my best. I could have
arrow,
been
maybe
preparing a
the
language spell. It was
maybe
your
the
fault
freeze
that got
ray this time
interrupted
that you don't
anyway.
have to roll the d20 for.
12.
12. Yeah, that hits him. Because you got a +3 on that. And go ahead. You know what? You don't even have to roll for damage. That goes right through his neck. And he falls backwards down the stairs. And,
It's like the
right at your feet.
Monty Python message for you, like arrow sticks into him. Message for you, sir, and falls over dead.
Yeah.
And from after his body lands on the ground, you were watching him as he flopped down dead onto the floor, and then your eyes rise up to the top of the stairs, where you see a wolf walk up in the middle, 2 goblins flanking that wolf, and the bugbear Clark right behind that wolf. And I think that's what we'll call it for tonight.
Okay.
I was gonna say, yeah, because it's getting pretty late. That was a good one. I really enjoyed that. I was gonna have my character be like, situation normal, everything's fine down here, we're all fine, everything's fine. How are you? He's a rogue. So Monday, we'll be playing the rest of Tex Murphy. I think we're near the end of that.
Yeah. I think
and
we're entering day 8.
it's like-
which you said. I think.
No, we're at day 10. Yeah, we're really far. Yeah, we're really far
You
ahead.
sure?
Yeah. We'll double check that. We'll
Okay.
double check it after the stream. But I'm fairly certain it was day 10 because we were really far ahead. And then with Breath of Fire, we're at the end boss, but it's one of those like super long labyrinth end areas, which is fine. There's some things I need to collect in the game anyway. You know, we can up the fairy village, whatever. And then next Friday we might do this again. Because I know that once we're done with Tex Murphy, we're gonna do Dark Souls. We're gonna go. We're gonna finally do. We're gonna go back to Juji Kaka. We're gonna finish out Dark Souls so we can jump into Dark Souls 2, and then finally Dark Souls 3. So that way,
And I can finally have played all the Souls game and form an opinion on which is my actual favorite.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what people say to me about Dark Souls 1 and 2. Well, you can't really tell until you play 3 because I haven't played 3, and I'm like, no.
Everybody is just so wet for 3.
I hope I become just as moist. Anyway, that calls it for the rest of the night. Thank you guys so much for joining us, hanging out with us here. And so we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So feel free to drop in. As I said, our schedule is Monday right now. It's just Tex Murphy. So if you want adventure game stuff, that's what we're doing on Monday. Wednesday, we do Breath of Fire. So if you want that JRPG action, that's what we're doing on. And actually, we do a lot of voices for that because it's all text.
Yeah. Nothing else to do.
Yeah, nothing else to do when you're watching someone play a JRPG.
Unless you're going to argue about The Purge, in which case.
Oh, God. That was
In which
good.
case you're not going to play the actual game.
And then Friday we do this, or we might do Jack's. We haven't done a Jack's
I haven't
night in a
done
while.
Jack's Night in a long time.
Yeah. So we'll see. And also we got the new streaming computer up, so now we could definitely do a Jack's night with a 7-second delay instead of a 15.
Oh, wow.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
So people can actually see people online can actually play with us.
All right.
All right. Well, anyway, that's it for tonight. We will see you guys again. And one last thing. I do random streams of Hot Dogs or any VR game. Those are just random. I just play whenever, whenever I feel like loading up. So if you see that go live just randomly, that's just me playing it. So, all right. Anyway, that will be the end of the stream. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you guys on the next Courtesy Flush.
Bye.
Bye.